Thursday night. Special Thursday night, by the way. Welcome, everybody, to CrossFire. It's going to be a fantastic show for you guys. I got an amazing panel here for you, as you can already see. Everybody's kind of shuffling in. I do have the link further up in the chat. Please do tweet it out. Let everybody know that we are live here in New York, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. What a Thursday we have for you. Okay, a lot of news broke. Make sure that the audio's okay. I know Eric, the producer, is listening from his home. He's making sure and monitoring everything is right. But we've got a great show for you. We've got a lot of hot topics. Games releasing today, officially. Big games, by the way. Very excited to get into that. But we do have an outstanding panel here. If I do, just take 1 second. Guys, it means a lot to me, and I say it during the beginning of the show. Sometimes I say it towards the end of the show. But it really does mean a lot to me if you guys will hit that like button. So if you guys are listening to the show now, please hit the like button. If you're listening later on, tomorrow, like maybe Sunday night, you're listening to the show, hit that like button. It means the world to me. Let's see if we get over 200, 300 likes on the show. It means a lot. It really does help the channel out. Again, I'll do a quick reminder. We are going to be, I asked Blaze 4K, shout out to Blaze 4K and Lazy Vibes. I asked them, we're probably going to go on Sunday this week. They may go on Saturday as well. So I don't want to speak for the guys yet. I've got a commitment on Saturday, so I can't Twitch stream on Saturday. I will be there on Sunday with the guys if we go. And then, of course, we'll be back on Monday, as we always are. But I do want to say right there amongst that amazing description, right below it is how you can find me, twitch.tv, Mooch TV, drop the O's for zeros, M00CHTV. Go over and check me out there, copy, paste it, and hit that follow button. I'll see that you follow, and it does mean the world to me. That being said, let me get to this outstanding panel here. First and foremost, the great Death Singer is back with us. I see all of you in the chat right now. You're clapping. You're lighting a match. You're very excited that Death Singer is back with us tonight. I know I am also doing the same thing. Death Singer, how you doing, buddy? I know we went 5 hours last week. That was completely nib, but nonetheless, I will say, what a great show that was, and it's great to have you back.
Oh, it's great to be here. We got a fantastic panel, you know. We got the pony, we got the whole stables up in here. We're just missing like J-Dub and one or two others, and like we'd have the whole paddock.
Listen, that's here. I invited Wise. The Wise Old Gamer is going to be joining us. He is Team Green. So, like, you are going to have some reinforcements. This is not
okay?
I
don't need reinforcements.
You don't.
I'm Team Blue. I'm Team PC. We're good over here.
Well, you can't steal Blue.
Blue is not PC.
I mean, well, Steam is, I don't know, great. Okay, cool, sure, great.
Okay.
Team great.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
But also, shout out to that Blood of the Dawnwalkers. Oh, I mean, I'm looking forward to that now. Like, they showed off a bunch, and that is an upcoming game that I'm looking forward to. It
does look good. It does look good. And you know what? Honestly, I don't have that on the list, Death Singer, but if there's a topic that comes up, especially when we're talking about new games coming out, let's discuss that one, please. Because it does cause a lot. It's got a lot of interest right now in the community. So, Death Singer, great to have you here. Of course, the great Nib is here with us. Nib, I got to tell you, I think we broke a CrossFire record of 5 hours last week. That's amazing. You do get credit for that. The gold medal does go to Nib here. Nib, how you doing tonight, buddy? Great to have you as always.
Yeah, good. I'm not too bad.
Well, good to have you, buddy.
Been busy, man. Been super busy.
You know, it is, and it's outstanding that I get the opportunity to podcast with you guys and these special guests. So it means the world to me that you and Death Singer are here week in and week out. It does mean a lot, and it brings a lot to the show. You guys bring outstanding facts and some great opinions. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Without further ado, the great Wolfgang is back with us. Wolf, listen, last minute, I'm like, Wolf, listen, I got to get your opinion on this. You've been chiming in all week. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of misinformation early in the week. Of course, it took Sony a long time to clarify. We're going to get into all that in a moment, but it's great to have you here. I wanted to get your take on the week's hottest news and some of the games. Wolf, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Great to have you, Wolf. I got to be honest with you. And it's, like I say, short notice. I can't say thank you enough. Great to have the great Wolf with us here tonight. Can't wait to hear what he's going to say. And listen, this is back from retirement. He's out of retirement, but is he really? Or is he just special guest starring? We don't know. You guys don't understand. The great Jay Bari is back on the microphone for you guys. Okay, he might be doing me a small favor, but it's for you. Jay Bari, great to have you here. I'm not going to say it enough tonight that I miss you in persona on Saturday mornings. That's how I started my Saturday. That's how everyone should have started their Saturday. The great Jay Bari is back with us on CrossFire. Jay, how you doing tonight?
Yo, Mooch, man, appreciate the invite. You know what I mean? What's good, everybody, man? Make sure you hit the like button today. We're not doing 5 hours today. Trust me, believe it. I will fly over there across the seas to Nib and Destinger's house and kick them in their goddamn shins.
I told you, man. I've got the builders coming around tomorrow to fit a new kitchen. So
even if there wasn't no builders today, not on Saros week, you're not going to do that this week.
Yo, not on Saros weekend.
I got a question with Death Singer, right? All right, I'm not going to do a Wolfgang, professional intro. You know, Wolfgang was very professional. He was just like, I'm doing great, and that's kept it moving.
Yep.
But that's do you really like Blood of the Dawn Walker? Because I mean, let's do a hypothetical, okay? Okay. Let's say that game was like a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Would your excitement still be high?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it's from XCD, the X-Witcher 3 devs. Actually, yeah, it is. I mean, but the thing is, it's like Blood of the Dawnwalker looks like it's going to be great. Performance, kind of question mark still, but it's from devs and they know what they're doing and the features of the game. And yeah, it is right up my street. So yeah, if it was fully exclusive, not available on PC.
You heard it here first, Jay. You heard it here first.
Yeah, in the chat, y'all can participate, y'all. Let me know if you think Death Singer is BSing. Put a 1 in the chat if he's BSing. Put a 2 if you agree with his opinion.
Come on! I know for a fact.
He's really excited about this game.
I know for a fact. I know for a fact they're all going to press 1, and that's because they just, it's just hate.
I mean, you had a lot of opportunities this generation, Death Singer. That a lot of these games that you were excited for that was PlayStation 5 exclusive. You waited a year or two to be like, oh, I'm not interested.
Hey Barry, I have an exclusive news flash. What is Blood of the Dawnwalker? What genre of game is it?
It's an RPG. It's an action RPG, sir.
Right. So
third person
am I going to be?
Am
I going to be happy with an RPG, sir? My number one genre.
Yeah, but I'm not going to prolong this intro. But like I said,
judges,
there is a lot.
Hey, you know what else is an action RPG? Horizon.
Oh,
yeah. It's an RPG.
The debate of all debates.
That's a shovelware RPG. Not even a fucking
It's an action RPG, not an RPG.
I'd like to.
If it was day one PC, he'd have been like, "Whoa!" I mean, my fancies are just tickled,
Also, Nib. It's an action RPG, therefore it's an RPG. Hence,
they're distinct for a reason. Action RPGs are more focused on the action side of things, less on the roleplay.
They are just subgenres of the RPG. At the end of the day, it's still an RPG. It's just more action.
This is how we creep closer and closer to 4 hours. Yo, shout out to you guys giving Death Singer. By the way, but
if you look at the very earliest action RPGs in gaming, they had very, very little actual RPG elements.
I will say this.
Well, actually, most of them were big core RPGs, though.
I think it's worth
not action RPGs, not the first few action RPGs.
Nib, let me just tell you this: it's actually worth noticing that Babor spent $2 in the super chat to actually type in 1.
I respect that.
Babor is here. The show can finally start. Shout out to the great Jay Barr. He says, hit that like button or else. Just kidding. Hope you all enjoy the show. It's going to be a great show. And shout out to Ocelot. Ocelot, great to see you here. He goes, before crap starts with Xbox needs exclusives in Death Singer's voice, bear in mind, Xbox console sales still drop like a rock with exclusive games. We discussed that in depth last week, Ocelot. Shout out to the great crap gamer who joined us last week. That was a great show. So here's what I usually put the guests on the hot seat, but Nib, the reason I'm kind of putting you on first right now is you've done an in-depth, and actually I was watching, there was a gentleman that had 187,000 views on his short, and he used your tweet. So I don't know who that individual was. I just was going through and I'm like, whoa, there's Nib. 187,000 people check this out. So Nib, I'm just putting you on there. First topic here. Sony breaks the silence on DRM. A one-time online check is required. No further check-in is required after that. Where are we with all this fake outrage that started early in the week before we had confirmation to where we are today? And then today I couldn't even find anybody talking about it, to be honest with you.
So basically it all started because someone discovered that their newly purchased game had a timer in the info section, and it basically says like 30 days, right? And previously it wouldn't say that. And then, news got around, is it a 30-day timer? And I think people just assumed, and to be fair, myself included, I thought, oh, maybe that is what it is, that it would just be a recurring 30-day timer. So every 30 days, it would, recheck the license sort of thing. A bit, I believe the Xbox One originally, they were going to have a 24-hour check-in and prevent you from sharing physical games. And so it's not comparable to that, but they did have the 24-hour check-in. This was going to be like a 30-day check-in, right? And then there was Spawnwave and a few other people. They tested it. And what they did was they removed the CMOS battery, so it would completely break all the sort of timings and the system timings, so it could replicate being out of sync with the time.
Yes.
Or say, imagine your server was shut down or whatever, right? So you should be able to play offline if the CMOS is not connected. So when he removed it, the game stopped working. So then the assumption was that, within that 30 days, if you lose your connection or if you don't renew your license, then you lose access to the game. But does it play? And this other guy, I forgot his name, Andrew something, on a reset error. I might as well get his name right because he did. It is mostly because of him, so I should really get it right. Give me one sec.
Wolf, while Nib's looking for that, Wolf, we're getting a little feedback on your mic.
As you're explaining it, Nib, that don't sound crazy to you? You didn't.
It is crazy. It is crazy. I'll get onto this in a minute, actually. But yeah. So Andrew, he did some investigation. He looked at the files, the license files, and everything like that. And he basically was saying that what he believes is happening is that it's only a temporary sort of DRM during the 14-day money-back refund window. And what he surmised was that there was some sort of exploit where when you purchase a game on PSN, it creates a license file that is irrespective of whether you download or install it. So as soon as you purchase a game, a license file is made and the sort of timer begins, right? The 14 days you have to refund it. However, what he was saying he thinks is happening is that people were essentially using the indefinite license file, but then automating the refund for the game without ever downloading it. Because I don't know if people know, but right now PlayStation has an automated bot refund system where as long as you haven't downloaded or played the game within 14 days, it will automatically refund you if you request a refund. And he was saying what people might have been doing is taking that license file, the indefinite license, refunding the game and then using it with a pirated copy of the game on an exploited console. So to prevent that, PlayStation essentially added sort of a check-in after the 14-day refund period. And if you still have the game after the 14-day refund period, so you haven't done the exploit, you're not, trying to take the license or whatever, then it would convert to the permanent license. But obviously, if they were trying to take the license, they wouldn't be able to continue playing it after 14 days. However, any time after the 14-day refund period, if you just connected to the internet, it would convert to a regular DRM-free license that you can use without a CMOS battery, without any online, without any check-in or whatever, just like before. And numerous users did test it after the 14-day period. They removed their CMOS battery, and sure enough, no issues. They could play it offline. Bob's your uncle. So in a way, it was kind of a whole bunch of nothing. And actually, ironically, very similar to what, for example, Xbox has done for a while with cross-gen games, where they also need a check-in to complete the installation, even on most physical games, funnily enough. Most PlayStation 5 physical games do not require internet.
No, I don't think he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong, Des.
Yeah, I'm not wrong.
No, I'm on about Barry when he said Steam. No, Steam doesn't mandate anything. The only 30-day period is because third-party DRM from certain publishers. If your game doesn't have third-party DRM like Denuvo, for example, or whatever, like proprietary DRM they use, the people who put the game on there mandate the 30 days. Steam mandates nothing. So
yeah, you just need to launch. You just need to launch the game once, and that's it.
Yep. Yes. So it is very selective, and Steam, it's only games that require.
Steam has a one-time verification, just like
yes. That's what I read.
Yeah. You just have to launch the game once.
You just have to launch the game. with the internet, and it will verify the license. And then
I thought you were saying you have to log in every 30 days to verify.
No.
No.
The only
thing
thing
mentioning Steam. I was talking about Xbox.
The only thing that would mess it up
Xbox-
for Steam is if you log out of that account, then it resets all of the activation that it did already.
So
yeah, I mean, the weird thing to me, I think, was again, like with sort of cross-gen, even physical games. Keep in mind, the majority of PlayStation 5 physical games, you actually do not need internet at all. You don't even need to download an update. All of the firmware and the full game file is on the disc. Now, with a lot of Xbox games, that is not the case because they came with like Xbox One versions of copies, and you'd have to authorize the download some of the files separately to that. A lot of the next-gen only games, you didn't have to do that. But then recently, some next-gen only games, you've had to do that as well. Like, for example, with Starfield. And then most recently, they're not using physical.
Did they confirm? Did they confirm if Starfield is on the disc at all, like any of it, or is just a complete licensed disc and that's it?
I think it's like a very partial file. Yeah, but the weird thing to me is like, and I actually said, remember I said on your show, I think 2 weeks ago, right? I said on your show, look, the Scorpio press packs have come out, and the next gen is upon us, right? And the executives are going parasocial crazy. So right now, whenever a new gen is coming up, things get heated.
Yes.
And misinformation is all over the show.
But let me ask you a question. But Nib, let me ask you a question though. Why? This is the one thing where I'll give Sony a little bit of fire back here. Why so long to answer? They answered. Was it late yesterday? They came out with an actual response. Why wait that long?
Yeah.
If you actually go to YouTube right now and you put in PlayStation DRM, I'm telling you right now, you can just keep scrolling. Almost everybody in the world has made videos on this. I mean, big channels, small channels. Why wait that long?
I can give you my theory. Obviously, I don't know, but I did like because PlayStation can be pretty shit.
PlayStation saying these MFs are dumb. Why I got to respond?
I was saying they probably don't want to bring focus to the fact that you can't. There is this 14-day period where you can get the refund. That there is exploits available. That you can pirate games on PlayStation. Because if they go into the nitty-gritty, even their explanation didn't actually mention the 14-day grace period. And I think that probably was intentional. So I think there's probably a case of, yes, we want to clarify, but we also don't want to bring them to this thing and why we're doing it.
They're never going to go in details about it.
Do y'all know where this thing is stemmed from?
I believe it came from somebody who was. It was somebody who actually
modern PlayStation 5 and actually stealing their games. So PlayStation needs to respond to people that is not even, properly, accessing their games. That's what you're saying. At the end of the day, this week just proved to a lot of people in this gaming community that a lot of these people don't have any accountability for the things that they produce when it comes to content. People will make the video bashing or sending this information or assuming what this information is, but when you actually get the factual information that or the follow-up, you don't see the follow-up videos. Oh, I was wrong here.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll never get the follow-up. The thing that was throwing me off this week was people were making it seem like you lose access to your games in general. I was like, all right, cut that bullshit out.
Where's that coming from?
Because they said you lose the license, but even with Spawn Wave's test, you never actually lost the license any time.
Yeah. So the thing is, I actually went and did this thing, but Spawnwave set his date back way too far before the PS5 was even produced, right?
In
2011.
I set it to 2024, and all my recent purchases would not load, but everything else that was older, it did load. So I was like, okay, something did change. Mm-hmm. It's just that Sony hasn't come out and officially said something, but I was like, yeah, that is weird because why only the recent purchases don't load, but all my older ones do? So I was like, all right, something did change, but yeah, I get it to prevent the pirating thing and keeping the license and then spreading the package of the game because that's how they're extracting it. They're extracting the package files. So
this will continue. I remember last generation, right? We had the PS5 has been overclocked and it's not really 10.28 teraflops. it's actually a 9.1 teraflop machine. It's overheating. They're having issues. It's being rushed out of the game.
The liquid metal is running out.
Liquid metal.
Liquid metal. And the hilarious thing was, right, they were saying it's being rushed. It's not actually the performance it is. Then as soon as the actual multi-platform game comparisons came, suddenly the narrative was, oh, actually, Xbox isn't ready yet. The tools are coming. PlayStation was ahead of the game. And I'm like, hold on a minute.
Do you remember in the beginning when Resident Evil Village came out and they said, oh, the PlayStation version runs so bad and blah, blah, blah. And then it came out and it was like, the PlayStation 5 doesn't even see a loading screen. The Xbox version does. So, that it's so crazy how people come out with this stuff.
It will happen. It will happen. I honestly... And I'm even on my tweets now. I'm telling you, I know it sounds good.
Well, you're world famous. You're world famous
I'm seeing
now,
bots galore. Like I don't think they're real accounts. Like they're just like misinformation accounts.
But you know what's interesting? Like I said, that's fine on Twitter within the community. Those accounts you're talking about, Nib. But it is all over YouTube. Shout out to the Gaming Ledger. He said, "I got a chuckle out of people demanding an explanation from Sony, who's trying to close off an exploit. What's next? Open source their OS." You know what I mean? Like I hear you, Ledger. We got to get you back on. By the way, Highlander, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate that. That's fantastic. And Ocelot says, he says Sony is Barry Bonds when asked about PEDs. Don't even comment. Just keep hitting home runs. So there you go, Ocelot. Interesting take. But yeah, so shout out to Persona, who's here in the chat. He goes, man, what the hell did I miss? Basically, in essence, it was a lot of fear-mongering amongst the community in the sense that, A, you would lose your games if you didn't check in within every 30 days. That was kind of debunked. And then they were trying to say that this was PlayStation's Xbox One moment, where Xbox was saying...
Xbox One trauma.
Yeah.
They made the comparisons, and that annoyed me, because I was like, do you remember what they were going to do?
Bro,
they wanted to check in every 24 hours.
Yeah. That's where I want to go.
Prevent game sharing with physical games.
I feel like a lot of people just don't understand what DRM is. You know what I mean? Like, which is crazy. It's such a digital era that we are in.
That's what I was just going to say.
Digital rights management is going to be there in all of these platforms or all of these content.
Oh, yeah.
Music, movies, ebooks, whatever it is.
Game Pass.
Once Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, Nintendo, whatever it is.
Doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, it's not about the DRM itself. It's about how the DRM is being implemented. People are trying to compare this whole thing to Xbox One DRM and showing the PlayStation. PlayStation did this video. Look at them now. That video was to showcase to the people that a physical disc on PlayStation 4, you can still lend it to a friend. Do whatever you want to do with that physical disc when it comes to the PlayStation 4, which Xbox was doing a complete opposite, where they was treating with their DRM policies that they wanted to implement. They were treating the physical disc like a digital game. You know what I mean?
If you wanted game sharing,
it resets the license if you just take it off of the console. So you can't just lend it to your cousin's house in the weekend or lend it to your friend. It restores the license. They got to probably buy the game again. That's why the whole used game thing was off. And they had a 24-hour check-in. 24 hours.
The crazy thing about it, right?
Different ballpark than if let's say this thing was true that a 30-day check-in, which is crazy, but 24-hour check-in is completely different than 30 days. For all digital, you know what I mean, era that we're in. Not all digital, but majority.
That's a one-time check-in. They were going to do 24 hours perpetually.
That's right.
You know, like infinitely, right?
Yeah.
So it's a completely different thing. The funny thing is, that there was this channel that made an Xbox version of the game sharing video.
Yes, I saw that.
I saw that shit.
Yeah,
man.
and two things were so funny about it. One, the guy in the background, he had a Series S, which is a digital console, right? So he must have just got some random Xbox digital game he can't even, physical game he can't even play. And two, I don't think these Xbox guys know how much anti-physical stuff Xbox has been doing over the last few years, actually from the start of this generation. From, not having the data on the disk, needing the one-time verification of the license, to not actually releasing physical games, even when they release physical versions of games for PlayStation, but they don't for Xbox with the new releases, having like tiny amounts of file size on the disk and the rest having to be downloaded. Like, it was so weird to me, because it's like, you made this video, but actually Xbox is the one that is so anti-physical. So it's just beyond parody. I think generational trauma with that Xbox One stuff.
And you definitely need to check in for those Game Pass games. So
that was my whole thing.
Yeah,
I saw
30 days,
they say
people
don't
definitely made their money off of this week with the content. You know what I mean? But like I said, there's no accountability.
The videos about people losing their PlayStation license, and they were like, "Oh, see, Sony's screwing you. You guys are going to lose that $70 purchase." And I'm like, "Okay, you guys need to stop now. Like, that's crazy."
It was wild.
And people were running with it too. They were like, "Oh, all that money you PlayStation guys say you spend, you're about to lose all of it." And I'm like, "Really? You really believe that?"
Yeah, the whole thing didn't, and it goes back to what Jay was saying a second ago as we welcome Wise Old Gamer to join us. Wise, welcome to the show, buddy. And it's good that Wise is here because he's got his show tomorrow night, and I'm sure he's going to be talking about this as well. Everything has DRM right now. I mean, this is not 2013 where that was such a scary term. Everything in your home you basically have is DRM. I couldn't believe that was rearing its ugly head. Now, I was shocked when all these the initial rumors were coming out. You're going to lose your games and the check-in, and if you don't, you won't have access to the game. It was actually mind-boggling. Then Sony comes out with their information yesterday saying it's a one-time check-in. And now let's clarify it a little further though, Nib. It is a 14. Is it just a one-time when you turn it on, or is it a 14-day
after 14 days? Yeah, after the refund grace period.
Okay, got it. All right. So there's that there. Wise, I don't know if your mic is on and working. I know you probably just got home from work, but Wise, what was your take on all this? Because I know that, in the world of Team Green, there was a lot of chaos over there, a lot of videos being made, and then it
Mooch, can I say this real quick before Wise go? My bad. I just want to bring let people know out here. If your primary way of playing games is through a subscription service, shut the hell up about DRM, please. You look crazy. You sound dumb. Most of y'all champion subscription services to play games anyway. You know what I mean? What do you think is happening?
Crazy, isn't it?
It's wild.
It was wild. In gaming, 30-day check-in rental system every 30 days. And they're the ones talking about DRM. It's mad.
We're in the twilight zone, bro. We're in the twilight zone.
Yeah, I think we're going backwards.
You think that Game Pass game is indefinite on your Xbox?
I'm a physical guy. I'm a physical guy. I like physical things. Some things physical I can't do anymore because the Viagra ran out. But oh well.
Let's go ahead. Wise.
What's
he talking about here?
Everyone has first world problems. I got my own. Okay, so don't still sue me. Okay, everyone's got their problems.
What are we talking about here?
Everyone has their crosses that they're bearing. I'm just sort of divulging my crosses.
Wise, if that's the problem, there's pills for these things. You know that.
No, but all right, but as y'all know, I teach at a college. Even the college textbooks have DRM.
Right.
That's true.
Everything digital. Everything has gone digital. Okay. Now, the logic is for all of these corporations that used to be able to sell you a physical item and no longer can do it. How do they protect their IPs? Like, how do they protect their properties? Unfortunately, as we go more and more into the cloud and more into the DRM is going to be a thing. You like it, you don't like it. This is just the only way these companies know how to have accountability. But I'll tell you this much. If I had to trust somebody with my digital library, I would rather trust a company whose sole existence is based on that game, on that platform. Okay. Mm-hmm. So for example, Sony, I have no problems controlling my digital content because I know that if my digital content goes, that's because Sony is gone. All right. So that is the thing that I'm not worried about. Now, all this bullshit about how things happen. And there was somebody showing a Shuhei Yoshida ad, that ad with Shuhei Yoshida. And then he's giving a disc to, what was that girl's name? Asha Sharma. They did some sort of CG thing as to playing off of that is a different generation. Back then, things were not as they are now. So to compare what was said back then to what is being done now, that's just stupid. That's just
people using that video Wise is gaslighting people. They're trying to play people. At the end of the day, it doesn't correlate because once again, PlayStation was showing that video for the physical disc, the media. They were trying to tell you that how you play your games prior, or lend your friend or your cousin your games prior in prior generations. You can do that with this generation. Microsoft was not trying to do that in the beginning of that generation. That's what they're trying to prove.
And you know this, that is a lifetime ago digitally. You know, like for tech, that was a lifetime ago. The stuff that was said then, the variables that were in play back then are no longer in play anymore.
Oh,
So,
yeah, it's very different now.
And to say that, okay, it was good enough then, it's good. That's just straight bullshit. You know, that's like saying, you know, a computer science degree 10 years ago was worth something. Now you can get a computer science degree off of the box of a Cracker Jack, you know? So, I mean, it doesn't mean any fucking thing, okay? That's what I'm saying.
You know, what I've seen for these people to prevent having accountability, right, is the same fucking, like, it's like robotic answer every time. Oh, okay, maybe it wasn't what we said, but this is how they get you. This is how it's going to start, and very soon it's going to be worse and worse, and it's going to become the thing that we misinformed people it already was. And it's like, you don't know that, man. You're just throwing that out.
But what does anyone own digitally that is not controlled by some other company? Name me one.
Me?
Across the board.
That's your
No, me.
Not in the UK soon, mate. Palantir is getting all our ID information, digital face management, and all that.
I thought you were just on about gaming, because if you're just on about gaming, GOG exists. So.
Yeah, GOG is. I heard an outlier. Yeah.
Me, Mooch, and Bari, and everybody here are subjected. We sort of are owned by YouTube and Twitch. So, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Come on, okay? Let's call it. We all answer to a higher drummer. Okay, let's just put it out there. All right. So if it's a DRM thing. Yeah, it was a thing back in the day, but now it's a nothing burger because everything is DRM'd.
And you know, it's funny. I'm glad we could say that out loud now, Wise, because the first few days of this week just didn't feel that way. And shout out to Babor. He says, people are really effed up. He goes, think about making videos lying about unverified stuff, and then after the truth comes out, they never retract anything. You know, and Nib, I'll give you the microphone.
Videos are still up.
Because, the videos are still up, but and listen, back in the day, I used to always say it was just the gaming media. It's really not just the gaming media, but I was shocked. I was like, let's wait and see what Sony has to say here. Yeah. But every single outlet, and I'm not talking about your favorite influencer or anything like that. I'm talking about the gaming media. Like, make a couple of phone calls. There's people that definitely have the ability to reach people in PlayStation, Sony PR. And they didn't take the time to do it. It would be interesting if the articles read from the gaming media, you know, this DRM situation may be actually quite taxing for PlayStation customers, yet we have nothing yet from Sony. We'll hold off until we actually have some word from the company. No, it was just problematic. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, it's not just the gaming media. Now we live in a world where people get paid on clicks, right? So this immediate
Mooch,
response.
Discussing Film posted this crap.
Right. I saw a big
no confirmation from Sony.
Right.
I will say, to be honest, everyone's like, oh, we need confirmation. Everyone, for some reason, doesn't need confirmation about them no longer doing PC games, even though Sony ain't said shit. But everyone needs confirmation now from Sony. But ain't no one need no confirmation from Sony when it comes to that.
Well, okay, that's fine. That's
Let me
fine.
just answer that.
Go ahead.
So a random modder finding a timer without any context behind it is not the same as Jason Schreier, who is probably the most reputable journalist in gaming, who has a flawless track record.
This is what they do. They try to gaslight y'all.
If Jason reported this, I'd have been like, oh.
It's not false equivalence because Sony ain't said anything yet. So,
but it is a false equivalence.
Even if Sony
just because someone hasn't said anything, it's not the same as a really reputable insider reporting something.
No,
because one is theorizing and one is something that an insider has told you he's learned. So
yeah, but the whole argument is a retarded argument to begin with. This is what I'm saying. Oh my God, they're going to make you check in in 30 days. You have to check in.
Why is the big problem? The big problem this week, and the big thing that was being spread was that you're going to lose access to your games, licensing.
Right.
That was the big thing.
That's right, Wolf.
These idiots were pushing this week.
Oh my God! Does anybody know how fucking corporations work? Does anyone know how any of these motherfuckers work?
Listen. I said if that were really the case, if my $70 purchase was lost because I didn't check in 30 days. Mm-hmm. Sony's building would be up in flames within the next week. Like,
that would never stand.
It doesn't make sense from a business perspective.
Yeah, it would never stand at all.
Yeah, I mean, why would they torture themselves like that?
Well, Detzinger, the thing that I would say to you is I understand where you're coming from. You want actual confirmation if we're saying confirmation. So I'll go ahead and ride with you on that. But I will say this. The clock is ticking on games that have been released.
Why he need confirmation? Mooch?
But Jay,
interested in any PlayStation game.
Hey, Mooch.
Why do you need confirmation for games that you're not interested in? Are you going to play Saros?
No, I'm
Are you going to play Wolverine? No.
Yeah, but we also need to stop the contradiction because all of a sudden it's like, oh,
no, you're the walking contradiction by saying
that's not a contradiction.
You're saying that you're not interested in anything PlayStation. Why would you care if they're going to PC?
I care because it's just something they do, and plus, people are also saying, well, they've stopped doing it, even though they haven't said anything. But did you notice
nobody said that they stopped doing it? There's an actual context in what they're saying. They're saying that they're dropping down their big tentpole games, their single player games. The report also said that the live service games will be doing the same thing day and day on PC.
Yeah, but they haven't directly addressed it. Also, you notice how fast they came out about this DRM thing. They were shit hot on that. Not only
that wasn't fast. That took them days.
I thought that took a while, Singer. I didn't think that was quick at all, to be honest with you.
But if you notice, they haven't put any official announcement out about what they're doing with PC.
But why would they? There's no outrage about it. No. It's apathy.
From the PC players that are upset, yes, that's the outrage.
Mm-hmm. Actually, to be honest with you, it's all the PC's fault.
Y'all not a lot.
These are the same people that don't want to sign into a PlayStation account, but they'll sign into 8 other accounts with not a problem.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
These are the same people that say that they're not interested in PlayStation games and they don't buy them, and they want confirmation.
But honestly, you know what Death Singer is saying? I would agree. There's only a few people who I actually vouch for. So if it was coming from like a Jez Corden or something like that, then I would be like, okay, there's a very high probability this is going to be wrong. Or what's that analyst? He works for. He keeps saying like the consoles are dead every 10 years. That this is the last generation.
Michael Pachter.
If he said something like that, then I'd be like, all right, okay. But this is Jason Schreier. It's not the same thing.
It's not.
No, but actually, Death Finger is your fault. Actually, if we want to point fingers, it's actually your fault that this whole thing blew up. To be honest with you, if your kind wasn't stealing games, Sony wouldn't have to implement all this shit. It's your fault.
And also, yes, Jason Schreier is very reputable, but he has been wrong multiple times. So he doesn't always get it right.
Give us an example.
All right, so for
something big, not some small shit.
I was going to say the Diablo 2 remaster that was supposed to come out in 2019 BlizzCon, and he had insider information. He knew it was coming.
Let me Google this.
Hold on, Diablo 2 remake, did
what
it
did
not
you
come
say
out?
He said?
Diablo 2 remaster 2019 BlizzCon.
Pause.
Diablo 2 remaster.
He said pause.
Pause. You're talking about the credibility of somebody, and the first piece of evidence that you're giving is something that he said in 2019.
Well, not just that, but that's you're not everybody. Listen, even Jason Schreier, people, even as good as he is, no one's batting 1,000. But his.
But you can't predict what a corporation's going to do.
But that's here. So I just looked it up real quick. Ghost of Yotai came out in October. Okay,
that's not true.
So
people predict what corporations do all the time. What are you talking about?
No, but I meant Jason Schreier.
They're called analysts.
I'm just saying,
analysts. But he's all
right. Let's narrow this down. What has he been? What has he has been wrong about with big PlayStation news? Let's narrow it down.
I mean, let's put it this way. I'm not even putting Death Singer on the hot seat there. I'm just saying he's been pretty accurate, especially when it comes to this generation. And we're dating back now 5.5 years. I mean, he's been pretty good. If you want to go,
he has been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
like everything he reports on is generally true, but he can be wrong at certain times.
Well,
so you can't.
This would be a very big thing to be wrong about.
So why would you think that people would be like, oh, Jason Schreier reported this news and information that people will be like more inclined to believe is true? Why do you think that would happen?
You'll be more inclined.
Yeah. So why are you questioning it then?
Well, because you always have to question a leaker and an insider. That's something you do. You can't trust anyone. 100%.
He does. The one thing that Jason does,
he's not leaking. He's reporting.
He's reporting. He's one of the people,
No,
when you say games journalist, though, Dessinger, he's one of the ones that actually lives up to that credibility. I mean, of all the people that are
he is the most credible out of all of them.
I would say so.
I've got some information for you on this. All right?
Yeah.
I'm reading it now. Official Blizzard leak confirms Diablo 2 remake has been cancelled. So he was right. They were working on it, but it got cancelled.
Well, no, because the Diablo 2 remaster released in
Jason Schreier.
2021. because it released in 2021, so it wasn't cancelled.
You said Diablo.
Okay.
Here's what I don't get. Can somebody explain to me?
No, hang on. I have to address this because Nib is like, he thinks he has something here. He said it was coming. He said he had inside information they was coming at BlizzCon 2019. It didn't release until 2021. He was wrong. His inside information was wrong. So he
didn't say it was going to come out in 2019. He said they were working on it in 2019.
But
yeah, I was going to say I don't think.
I'm reading the article right now.
But even if he was off on, even if he was off on time, he still called what was coming down the pipe. Like I don't think that's fine if you want to deduct points, but I don't think that's wrong.
Forgive that singer. He had a 1080p monitor reading the news.
I do have a legitimate question. I got a question.
Okay, so it says it was put on hold. It says on eTechnics, it says that the remaster was put on hold. So you never know. He could have been right about the timing, and they just put it on ice. Just like, same thing happened with Venom. It's not, it was reported.
That's right.
So when he reports something, it's like the company might do something that you weren't expecting, but after
that's not his fault though.
That's interesting.
That's not his fault, but what I'm saying is you can't take it 100% of the time.
What's interesting? Detzinger, what's interesting?
I would agree with that.
Of course, I do agree.
Change in gaming business. Right?
Yes, but the Venom, the Venom example is perfect though. The Venom, everyone was running with Venom was canceled, right? Because it would happen to the late great Tony Todd, right? And they were like, that this is legitimately going to be canceled. He comes out and says, "I have word that it's not canceled." Done, over with. Like the tweets were done, the videos ended abruptly. That's the kind of credibility this individual has.
Oh yeah, of course he has great credibility.
And I want to clarify one other thing, right? Because people in my comments always say like they have like a meme of him as like in a PlayStation outfit, but he has actually some of the most damning industry-shaking insider information.
No, but remember he did that expose on Naughty Dog.
Crunch culture. Like he literally changed the whole culture at PlayStation because he reported how bad it was for the employees and all the stress and all these other issues they were going with. It forced a whole overhaul at PlayStation. So you can't say he only reports positive news. And another thing I find really funny, and I made a tweet about this, he's reported 3 of the live service unannounced cancellations that people always bang on about to criticize PlayStation. How come they don't care when they're reporting him? Because those games have never been officially announced, right? They've never been officially cancelled either. People are going by Jason Schreier's inside information. How come they don't question his credibility when it comes to that?
But let me ask a question. But let me ask
your retort, Deathsinger.
Oh, I'm just saying, no one could be 100% because it's like
he said that.
No one is 100%.
No, so of course, on that I'm gonna wait.
We're just
for
going
the
around
official...
in circles now with this.
So if we're at
is a PlayStation fanboy, okay, Deathsinger.
I didn't say he was a PlayStation fanboy. I just said he was wrong.
No. But I do have a question. No, I got a question. I do have a question.
I'm not listening. I'm not listening because we're just going around in circles about you can't take it 100%. No shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's not a single journalist that is 100% accurate.
No.
Let me ask a question.
Go ahead, Wise.
Here's the thing. All right. Why is it okay? This whole thing about, oh my God, PlayStation is no longer making games on PC and stuff. But Singer, weren't you the first person when talking about how PC players don't play the PlayStation type games, the over the shoulder single player, first person story driven type blah blah blah?
No, that's me.
Yeah, that was you, but you don't
that's
play
not
but
PC.
Yeah, but that's not PC. But then why do you care if they're not bringing those types of games there? If the PC player doesn't play those games, why are they up in arms that?
Bro, that's what I asked you in the beginning of this topic. Why do you care?
Me personally, I don't.
Let me give you an analogy. Let me give you an analogy.
Anyway,
let me give you an analogy on the other side of the coin. Let me give you an analogy on the other side of the coin, right? I'm not a COD player, okay? But so when they removed it from Xbox and made the damn thing cheaper for me on Game Pass, well, fuck, okay, that's fine. By me, I don't care about
same with me. I was happy about it.
Exactly. Like, okay,
because I don't care about COD. But it's
DRM.
like me personally, I don't care about them, but other people do. So
but
bring more games.
Deathsinger, and don't get me wrong, I understand. I mean, you've had this conversation. We've had this conversation a bunch of times, Deathsinger. You can say it's about me. If PlayStation came out and said we're going to take The Last of Us 2, God of War, all of their main titles off of their PlayStation Plus. You don't like any of those games, you'd be like, there's some bullshit from PlayStation. There's that bullshit. But Call of Duty comes out and they promise the whole idea behind Game Pass. That's really the selling point. Because before they had their games day one on there, you couldn't even give away a Game Pass subscription to anybody. You couldn't even give it away. Now they have that out there. Now they're removing COD. And my question is, I understand you don't care about that, but what happens when they say we're no longer putting Oblivion games on there? What if they say we're no longer putting Bethesda Softworks games on there? That does affect you.
I don't care about that because I play those games.
Right.
I buy those games. So what does it matter? I'm buying them anyway.
But would you call Xbox out on that?
Are you
Wait, you don't use Game Pass, Deathsinger?
I thought you did use Game Pass.
Yeah.
Wait, when did you cancel it and why?
No, I still have it because it's cheaper. It's just rolling on. To be honest, I should cancel it. I've just let it roll on because it's only like.
Wait, so you have Game Pass and you're buying games as well?
The last time I tried a game on there was.
Tried? I say played.
Oh, well, played is trying a game, Dragon Quest XI-S, because I didn't know if I liked that particular game. So I gave it a try.
You tried Dragon Quest 11? You tried Dragon Quest?
Yes, Mr. RPG didn't know you were going to like a classic RPG.
I didn't. I didn't know. I didn't know about Dragon Quest game, and now I find out. So it was
so you go south. So there you go. So I love how he says that.
No, but Singer's not the only one. No, it's pause. Singer's not the only one.
Mooch, I'm sick and tired every time I'm a guest on here that this becomes a PC therapy session. You know what I mean? What the hell is going on? We sitting down on the couch.
My Twitter feed.
Feelings about games.
No, but people keep asking me damn questions.
No, but Singer's not the only one. Pause. My Twitter feed is always filled with all these people saying, "Oh my God, look, Forza is number one on Steam charts, and PlayStation games did not rank." Okay, fine. So if PlayStation is pulling those games that did not rank, why is everyone up in arms? It doesn't make any sense to me. Does it?
You want to know why? Because they only care about what their platform has access to, not what they're actually playing.
Yeah, it's basically platform wars.
That's
all it is.
He want to go on Twitter and be like, "Hey, we got your games."
Yeah,
exactly.
It's list wars.
I mean, that is why the Xbox fandom was so insistent. Yeah, that's why they were insisting that PlayStation is also third party. Literally, big accounts like Fritanga and Alex, right? I literally had tweets from them where before the Xbox rumor, they were literally saying Xbox will never go third party, right? And then as soon as the rumor came out, they said PlayStation is also third party. Like straight, It went from Xbox won't ever be third party. They're just fanboy, rumors to but PlayStation is third party too. It's crazy. The whiplash inducing flip flops are just mad.
So I've got a lot of super chats here. The audience is riled up. This is Glassdoor. He says, chalk this up to Xbox PC grifters. They cannot stand that Sony's number one. Between fear-mongering, pulling random Chinese growth stats, they are cooked. And I think he's talking about that. There was a lot of numbers coming from the PC world, especially coming out of China.
Everybody liked that super chat right there. He preaching.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The gaming ledger, he says...
I will say on a wider... Because we always talk about how... obviously PC guys are always talking about how well certain games do on PC, right? But fundamentally, outside of a handful of titles, actually not even a handful, but the majority of Xbox's day-date releases on PC and the majority of PlayStation's, delayed, staggered releases on PC have actually done relatively poorly. There's only a few select titles that have done well, but the majority have actually done poorly. And I've said this before. Again, if you track in terms of revenue growth, right, from the start of this generation, look at Xbox's revenue growth from doing PC day-date releases, their revenue still stagnated. There was actually decline when you remove the acquisition of ZeniMax, right?
Right, which debunks the whole PlayStation not putting their games day one.
To a platform that has 140 million plus gamers, and their revenue stagnated or declined. What does that tell you? It didn't do fuck all. PC didn't do fuck all. And on PlayStation side of things, over the course of 5.5 years, over the course of 5.5 years, they made it was 2 point something billion, right? Out of 160 billion they made from other, from third parties, etc., from the 30% cut on PlayStation. So they made 2% of their revenue, less than 2%, is 1.5% of their revenue from multi-platform releases. And the irony is a huge amount of that percentage was from a single game, Helldivers 2, which is a live service game. And they're not stopping, the rumor isn't that they're stopping live service games anyway. So that means the actual single player side of releases, was less than, it's probably equivalent to 0.7% of their revenue, or 0.6% or something like that. So, again, PC gamers did not show up for PlayStation. Well, PC gamers have not shown up for Xbox, unfortunately. For Xbox, that's why they're even considering PlayStation.
For one, your games have to be good. For two, releasing a game a year after.
I am a banana.
No, for one, your game actually has to be good, because Xbox is questionable when it comes to quality control.
Is Avowed good? Is Outer Worlds 2 good?
I personally think Avowed and Outer Worlds are good, but the majority won't share my consensus, I'm sure.
Yeah, Doom Eternal, none of these games did well on PC.
Yeah. I'm shocked at Doom Eternal.
I'm shocked.
Well, no, I'm not shocked at Doom, because Doom had performance issues. That was a rough launch.
You're a man of what the people thinks. What do the people think about Avowed?
A lot of people hate it.
Oh man,
I personally like it.
How come you didn't share those opinions?
Because they're wrong. I mean, but it's
you see that the
opinions are wrong.
Man, wow.
I guess I'm really old fashioned.
You see the 360 how it happened from the beginning of the podcast. How you was talking about people's opinions.
Wise. You know what it is? Nib brought up numbers as far as what did gaming do day and date for Xbox, and he said it did fuck all. But I'll tell you this much: the one thing that it did do is it destroyed the Xbox platform.
That's why it did fuck all, because any additional sales were offset by them losing market share in the 30% cut.
And that's
again,
the worst
remember,
part
PlayStation's primary bread and butter is not first-party sales; it's the third-party cut, the 30% cut. That is their main moneymaker.
But here's the thing, right? I guess we're all a little bit kind of old-fashioned here, right? Like, if my thinking is, hey, if you are a platform publisher, then your first-party IP should, in theory, sell best on your platform, because logic being what it is, if you predominantly like PlayStation games, why in God's name would you fuck all buy a PC, buy a PlayStation? Because you like predominantly their games. And the same thing goes with Xbox. Like, if you like predominantly all of the first party offerings, then you should own an Xbox as opposed to a PC. That is the logic that makes sense. And so it doesn't make sense with these arguments going on and everything like this about that game and this game, that and that, because it doesn't make any sense. And as you guys have said, what Xbox has done has totally destroyed their brand. I mean, they needed to make sure that their games sold primarily the best on their platform.
And you know what?
And PlayStation is doing that.
Wise, you made a great segue, because we are moving from topic to topic tonight, so we can get through a lot of them. I do want to talk about Microsoft's Q3 fiscal earnings report, but I do have a lot of super chats here that I want to get to real quick. The Gaming Ledger says, ironically, Disney Plus wanted to check in on my downloads just now on my commute home. So Ledger with some live updates on the road. Thank you, Ledger. Glinster says, never trust Amazon with your digital library. I think that's a given, Glinster. Thank you. T-Rock says, Singer again, showing why the tea went into the water. T-Rock, now that Singer, he loves you, by the way. He absolutely loves you.
That was a good one.
That wasn't a good one. That's an overdone one.
That's an overdone one, that Singer said. ahead. So
Silverwolf.
Too soon, do singer, too soon?
Too soon.
Don't make me give you a too soon, my guy. I'll do it live on the pod.
Singer doesn't care. He'll have no filter.
I got him lined up, trust me.
Silverwolf says they had to do it like this, catch them off guard. Not sure about that, Silverwolf. I know what you mean, but I'm not sure if that was the intent. They haven't debunked. I know. Oh wait, actually, no. I do take it back. Silverwolf saying they had to do it like this to catch them off guard, as far as the folks that were pirating or jailbreaking, if you will, PS5. Silverwolf, I take that back. I do know your point. Ledger's back. Go ahead. I apologize, Wolf.
No, you can go. You can run Linux on the PS5 now.
We're going to get into that too, because I've got to.
Yeah, we need to get.
We've got to discuss that. That's unbelievable.
I bet you do think it's fantastic. You're going to pirate the games, aren't you?
No. It's because you can now run Steam on your PS5 and you can use it as a PC in your living room.
Oh my God! PlayStation. Wait, PlayStation beat Xbox to the punch. No, say it ain't so.
No. But also think about it. You can now play Mario on your PlayStation. You can now play Xbox games on your PlayStation.
I saw the videos on Twitter.
You could play everything on there now. Like, hey.
Oh, is that going to get you to buy a fat PS5 now? Because I think that's the only way you can do it right now.
Oh, you can't do it?
Yeah, I'm going to make it into a PC.
You can't. I saw people emphasizing the fat PS5, so you cannot do it with a Pro, I guess, huh?
No.
No.
But eventually, they did say they're trying to work with higher firmware numbers, so it could be possible.
Well, stay tuned.
Yeah,
folks.
I think it's a hardware thing that they're exploiting right now. But
it's firmware 3.XX and firmware 4.XX. So
eventually, all these consoles get jailbroken at some point. Nintendo's notorious for having it happen very early.
Oh, shout out to the Switch, the original hackable Switch.
At one point, Mooch, we need to have a Saros section.
Oh my God! Do you think we're gonna go? You get Jay Barry. Jay Barry has a timer right now counting down. Okay, so it's like there's.
I want to hear Singer's opinions on the.
You're gonna get it. Believe me, you're gonna get it. Shout out to the Ledger.
I can tell him I don't give a
silence.
He says Ledger says they haven't debunked the PC news either. Singer, yes, and some of these are a few minutes old. We discuss this. Shout out to D487. He says there is the wise man. He is here, D. That's correct. Juice is here. He says the fact that Sony never denied the rumor or provided an explanation about PC as they did with the DRM says a lot. So Juice here defending. See, I told you, Death Singer, you're not alone, Death Singer.
Yeah, they did not deny it.
They did not deny it. Okay.
They ain't said shit.
We'll see. We will see. They did not admit or deny. Glassdoor.
They don't want to piss you guys off.
They definitely don't. But they don't want to start a whole controversy for a week, Wolf. That's for sure. Glassdoor says Singer
they
capping.
could also be waiting to see what happens with Steam Machine and Helix as well.
That's true. They could be waiting to see, but I think when you have the teams on pause right now, Nib, that's going to speak volumes. Glassdoor says Singer capping for his favorite plastic box, the open platform running off 3 corpo monopolies: Microsoft, NVIDIA, Steam. Microsoft the OS, NVIDIA the GPU, Steam the storefront.
Well, actually, Linux, the OS, not Microsoft, but you wouldn't know about that. Also, shout out to Steam being like the best storefront in the world. And it's unfortunate NVIDIA has a lock, but AMD is just they chopped off their own legs, chopped off their own arms, and still think they can compete. And it's like, what are you doing in AMD? Please sort yourself out. Thank you. And
I see. The great
Steam is the second best storefront.
No, well, it's the best because guess what? I can get a refund whenever I damn want. Not as soon as I damn.
You're not about to say PSN is the best storefront, surely not.
Sure.
I hope not, Barry, because even I have to disagree with
PSN's refund policies. No way, bro.
No.
Listen, y'all really don't know me.
You know what's funny? I mean,
OnlyFans doesn't count.
No, the funny thing about all of this is
I was waiting for Barry to start chuckling when he says PSN.
Everybody.
When it comes to PlayStation refund policy, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they have the best refund policy, but in my experience, any game I wanted to get refunded, I got refunded. And I got
I got mine's refunded.
I got the emails to prove it.
Yeah.
So
all these PC players talk about Steam, and I don't know if they really know this, but everything that is Steam because it is not a publicly traded company because Gabe Newell keeps it that way.
Yeah, but that is a company. Yeah.
Yes, but that's because Newell is still in the helm. Newell's days are numbered. What happens to your library when Newell leaves? They put in a board of directors and they make that thing go public.
No, Steam's gonna stay private because they're gonna keep it the way it's going because they are own the monopoly right now.
Yeah, we'll see about that, buddy.
We'll see. We'll see.
Then you are not bringing some of the discussions that I've heard.
I'd say enjoy what you have now.
I don't know about Newell to pick the correct.
I don't know about games, but I know about money, and there are a lot of venture capitalists salivating right now at the mouth to get their grubby hands on Steam. And when Newell walks away, I promise you, within 5 years.
No. You cannot guarantee me.
Jim Ryan would be Death Singer's favorite person.
Because Gabe is going to pick the correct
change his profile picture.
Gabe isn't going to let people get in on that action because he's done it so far, and he's laughing because he just got a new yacht and everything, and he's like,
God forbid.
Are you a fan of Gabe Newell?
Hey, all praises
and God
you know?
And God forbid he drops tomorrow, then what, Singer?
If he drops, he would already have someone in place, right, to take over because he knows his days are numbered. He's old now. Come on.
Yeah, but look at what happened. Look what happened.
It's a big assumption.
And you know, Wolf, I know you're a big fan, like I am, and I think Barry is as well. But like, I don't think Apple has been the same since Jobs passed it to Cook. I'll tell you that much.
I would say as well, your past performance and your
I know.
Your resume isn't always indicative of how you'll do in future because Jim Ryan, his past is actually formidable in PlayStation, right? Like he is the reason they're so dominant in Europe. He's literally the one who spearheaded that whole European movement, and they're actually stronger in Europe than they are in the United States, by the way.
Yes.
So he was amazing, you know, with that project, but then when he became CEO, you know, with the live service push. So again, just because he did one particular thing well doesn't mean he's going to do another thing well. So
Babor, shout out to Babor. He says, Steam, the best storefront. Can you play Saros? Yo, Babor is relentless with this.
Yo, shout out to Babor, man.
Yo, Babor's not messing around.
Okay, you can't play Saros, but if you download it and go, I really wish I hadn't done that. Good luck trying to get your refund.
Oh, shout out to JC 2013. He says, Singer, except PC not getting PlayStation single player games. And I think that was when we were in the midst of the whole.
We don't refund great games.
Yeah, okay.
So
like Xbox over there.
Actually, no, the reason you don't is because you can't.
So T-Rock says, Death Singer, do you wear a jester hat with bells every cast? Now, T-Rock, show some love to the great Death Singer, please. We are asking Death Singer these questions. He is defending himself and answering the questions.
He's just some PlayStation goon on Twitter, probably just like, oh, you anime PFP with like going, oh, PlayStation.
I've only known him over the years. He's not an anime guy. I can tell you that right now. That I do know.
Bro, I don't want to offend.
Is a validation merchant for PC. That's all he is.
Validation merchant.
Yo, listen to how he speaks. It's like, yo, he's trying to validate everything for PC and all this shit. Like, yo, we get it. You love the PC, man. It's great. But guess what? There's also great games on other platforms too.
No, but they always no. But PC players, they're basically Steam players. I mean, they all answer to a certain god. You know, it doesn't matter who it is. I mean, whether it's Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, we're beholden to somebody. The problem is they have blinders on. They think nothing is ever going to happen to them in the nice, beautiful world of Steam. And I think, and I hate to say it, the bearer of bad news is this. When it's a corporation and they can make more money, they will do it. They will do whatever they can to make more money.
Yeah.
Look at fucking Nvidia, man. It's crazy.
But also Steam is
look at RAM prices and SSD prices. It's just bananas.
They're making money, Death Singer, but a company will always want to make more.
I know what's going on. Mooch, I know what's going on.
What do you got?
You see how you try to trickle the topic to Xbox poor numbers, and we talking about Steam.
We're back on Steam.
No, I after Wolf. See, the problem, Wolf, is they built their reputation off. The reason it's doing so well is because of their reputation. If they do something fucked up like that, that storefront's gonna fucking tank because people will be like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Yeah, and all of their digital libraries along with it. I don't.
Well,
think
no,
so.
because
people aren't gonna go anywhere.
No, it's because.
Death Singer, can I ask you a question?
you can get your digital library. Trust me on that. You could get it one way or another.
Of course, you guys can pirate everything.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Is Outer Worlds 2 a good game?
Yes, personally.
Okay, and is Avowed a good game?
Yes, personally.
Is Ninja Gaiden 4 a good game?
Yes.
No, didn't play.
Okay, fine. Didn't play it. And is I forgot the name of the game. But anyway, why do you think all of those games did such poor numbers on Steam?
I think they did such poor numbers on Steam because to the most people, they weren't very good games. And that's just the reality. If you look like
so how does
reviews,
I'm just trying to understand because they were relatively well received in the 80s or whatever.
Rated very well. Rated very well.
Yeah, they have relatively good reception even on Steam, the user reviews. So I'm trying to understand what does not good, what metric are you using to define that people thought they weren't good? Because the people who actually bought it did think they were good. There's a few games that sold well that Steam gamers did not think were good, like Starfield. Starfield, I think, is like 60-something% on the user reviews, but by all intents and purposes, those other games have reviewed relatively decent reception. So I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand the psyche of PC gamers, because how does something like Spider-Man 2 be the second best-selling game on PS5 without bundles even included, and God of War Ragnarok sell 4 times quicker than God of War 2018, which was already the fastest-selling PlayStation game ever? How does it go from that to selling such paltry numbers on PC? Why are PC gamers not interested in Avowed, God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Doom Eternal?
Are interested in many, many different genres because Steam has so much going for it. There's people in different niches who.
No, I understand that, but why aren't they interested in those? Why aren't they interested in Xbox and PlayStation's offerings?
Who knows? It's up to the individual. I don't know.
But I'm just saying because
they would make up excuses
you're tapped into the hive mind. I just wondered.
Well, these are all good. These are all good reasons. Exactly why they probably one of the reasons they decided to take the PlayStation games off of PC. It's just the money that they were going to make. The juice wasn't worth the squeeze. That's the problem. It was going to actually be more of a detriment to PlayStation. The PlayStation console means a lot to Sony. I don't know if it's the number 1, number 2, or number 3. Most moneymaker for them, right? They want to get the boxes into the homes. And that's something that we'll talk about as we kind of graduate a little bit more into later in the year and into early next year with how PlayStation's going to have to. Okay, this is just forecasting and not saying it's real. They're going to have to make an affordable price for that PS6, where Xbox is seemingly I don't want to use the words don't care. They care, but Xbox is going in a different direction with Helix. So we're going to have to see that. But that box means a tremendous amount to PlayStation and keeping those in everyone's home. Shout out to Glisser.
Also,
we didn't discuss the financial.
They just spun off their TV business.
That's right.
One last thing, I was going to say, also, you have to bear in mind, more games release on Steam than anywhere else, right? So everyone's attention is moving to new games all the time. And bear in mind, Indian
Nobody
AA...
want to play Panty Simulator, bro.
No, but also Indian AA features heavily on PC because they make great games specifically for PC. So, and then they come to console after. So, like, take a Slay the Spire.
Got a lot of vaporware on Steam.
Yeah, there is tons of vaporware, but there is also tons of hidden gems, great indies, great AAs, great AAAs.
I was really
to be fair, there's vaporware in all stores.
I was really surprised by the Newzoo data that console gamers spend almost double on premium games as PC gamers.
That's because all the games are 70, pretty much.
Well, yeah, and not just that. The data
and a lot of them are third party.
Not just that. Console gamers are far more inclined to buy games on day one, whereas PC gamers tend to wait a few years to buy them on cheap.
Well,
basically.
yeah, because Steam sales are so epic. But then, like, you also bear in mind a lot of games that do big on Steam are cheap. Like, for example, you look at Slay the Spire 2, right? It released.
It was $25.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, of course, if you sell 5 million games at 70, 5 million games at 25, guess who got more money? The people who sold it at 70, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to
why nobody talking about Replaced?
Xbox. Oh.
Yeah, Replaced. That was the other thing. Replaced comes out on PC and Xbox, and it really did go like a fart in the wind, and that's unbelievable. And I haven't got a chance to play it.
I didn't even know it came out. Bloody hell.
Bro, everybody was
we spoke
anticipating
about
and
it
waiting for it.
yesterday. Last show. What were we on about?
We were talking about. I'm talking about the community Death Singer. I just don't see any gameplay. I don't see. But Yeah, we're
talking about like
he's talking about the timeline and what's going on in the community and having clips. And before that game came out, you go back a month or two ago, everyone was like, "This is going to be the indie darling."
I think it looked amazing to me.
And I'll be honest with you, Mouse PI.
It is. I like it a lot.
Mouse PI actually.
Mouse PI is great.
It's great. I'm playing through it now. I think I'm about halfway through it. I'm enjoying it. I think it stole a little bit of replaced Thunder, to be honest with you. From an indie standpoint.
And Pragmata as well. Why are they releasing all these games in one go?
I don't know. Crazy. Everything is
shit.
Just,
look at next month too. Next month is packed too.
Next
How did Pragmata do on Steam? How did Pragmata do?
Pragmata did actually pretty well, considering for what it is.
That doesn't give any context. What does pretty well mean?
Well, the all-time peak was 68,000.
You're going by peak players. We're talking about how did it do on Steam sales wise? Did they even say?
Well, they Capcom.
So 68,000. That's actually not that high, to be fair.
Well, it was 11 in top.
They love to talk about install base. You know, you got over 140 million people.
The PC sales estimations, it's decent, like in the hundreds of thousands. But I mean, I don't know. Obviously, we don't.
Why is the expectations so low for PC but so high for console? You know what I mean? Like if it's a game that come out of console, everybody wants to sell 3 million, 5 million, but the game that on the biggest platform, PC, you know what I mean, doing 68,000, yeah, it's great.
That's a console thing, Byron.
This is not my argument. This is not my argument or my opinion, but this is what people put out.
But here's the other thing too, Bari. Pragmata is only a $60 game.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Also,
New
if
IP.
we're going by estimations, the estimations of SteamDB is anywhere between 800,000 to 1 million copies sold so far. So, like, I mean,
Pragmata already confirmed that they sold 1 million. Like Capcom
that was on day one, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was on day one. Yeah, so
shout out to the PlayStation Nation for helping Pragmata reach that wonderful milestone.
I love how you always send that tweet out.
That was probably the best 15 hours I spent in my time.
It is in my running for Game of the Year right now.
Wow.
I wouldn't say that much, but it was a good 15 hours. It was
I platinumed the game. I did everything. There is a secret ending too. So yeah.
Damn. All right.
Have you played Saros yet?
I gotta do the epilogue, and I gotta do
that lunatic mode. Lunatic mode is no joke because there's no new game plus. There's no new game plus. You have to start from scratch.
Can we talk about how Capcom's been on the generational run right now?
It has.
Oh, Capcom is doing crazy right now.
Like Capcom is on such a great run right now. How? It has to be
Singer, those are not RPGs, man.
How good Capcom? Well,
that's because
I mean, I don't play Resident Evil, but I can acknowledge that they're on a generational run right now. I can acknowledge that they are doing fucking bonkers with every single release. Every release from Capcom is hitting right now. Like they go.
Do you play any horror games?
I don't personally agree. I didn't love Dragon's Dogma 2, but it is what it is.
Did you play Ghost of Yotei?
It was my biggest disappointment of the year.
No, I didn't. I played Dragon's Dogma 2 though.
Did you acknowledge that it's a great game?
I acknowledge Ghost of Yotei is a good game. Yeah.
There you go, Jay Barry. Justified.
I'm
justified.
Wait, Singer, you don't play Resident Evil. Do you play any horror games?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he doesn't play those games. That's Singer. I'll tell you. And like I said, shout out to Jay Barry and also Persona. Like they opened my eyes to so many games on What's Up PlayStation that I used to be like you. I'd be like, I'm not playing that game. And then they would talk about it. I'm like, that game sounds fucking phenomenal. And then I give it a shot. That's you should at least step out of your comfort zone once. Just once. And if you don't like it, fair enough.
Is it because you're scared?
No. I just have
like, why do you answer like that?
Nope.
I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to horror games, but I still play Resident Evil.
Resident Evil is just I thought 9 was phenomenal.
I
will say
as long as you give me a weapon, I can fight through that.
I will say Wolf's probably not going to like me for saying this, but I love 9. I love 9, but I'll tell you, I gotta tell you,
I love 9.
Me too, man.
But one of my favorites, you guys are gonna kill me.
I think Saros might take it.
Well, that's a horse of a different color. To be honest with you, come on now, Nib. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I still have to play through, and then that might change. But
7 was like legit.
Nib bias because the main protagonist look like him.
I like Rahul.
You know what? That's a great call,
If you guys haven't seen Midnight Mass, watch that.
Yes, I have. I've seen it. I will say Resident Evil 7 I still absolutely adore. That's still my top.
Oh, that's still a great game. However,
7.
I am still pissed at Capcom for not porting it to the PSVR 2.
That is
okay. On the PSVR 1.
So correct. And you know what? Why have we not heard about 9 not coming to PSVR 2? That's also baffling.
You have. There's a video on my YouTube channel about this. The director came out and said there was no plans for VR in general, and I was pissed. I was like, "Wait, are you kidding me?"
I just haven't heard anything, which to me means it's not happening.
It is happening if you have a PC and you download the mod and you can play it.
I
hate to tell you this, Death Singer. I've played the PC version of your makeshift VR version and the official supported one.
You played 7, the mod one, and you didn't like it.
I've played 2, 3, and 4, the VR PC versions, right? I've played
7 is great apparently. But
I played 7 in VR for PSVR 1. I bought a PSVR 1 just for that game. I didn't give a shit about anything else. Okay. I played Village and 4 Remake in PSVR 2. And then I've played the PC mod versions of VR. The PC mod versions of VR are janky as hell compared to the official supported versions.
Well, I mean, but at least you'll get a VR version, you know.
Yeah, at least you'll get it. But Resident
playing in VR, it don't matter if it's jank.
It does matter, Barry, if it's jank when Mr. X is chasing you in Resident Evil 2 Remake and the camera doesn't readjust properly. Yes, it does matter.
Oh no, I'm just making fun of what Death Singer.
Yeah, he was just making fun. And also
rallying for PC already.
Also, Marco,
you don't care, brother.
Also, to Marco in the chat, the thing is, you could glaze mods because they put in work that is equal to the developers developing great stuff for the games, and of course they deserve their flowers because they're doing it off their own dime. For free, and they're giving it to the community to use.
Some of these modders be asking for donations.
So some of them do lock it behind Patreon, but for the most part, they're generally good. Like, the only people who lock it behind Patreon are the assholes. And even then, what someone does is get the mod off them from their Patreon, and then they
put it online
for free. Yeah,
of course you guys do that.
Yeah, of course, because it's like this asshole is locking it behind a paywall. It's like.
So let me do, guys.
That is the only enjoyment of PC for me is playing Resident Evil games modded, but that's it. But
I've got a couple super chats here, and I do want to get a couple more topics in, guys. We haven't even got to the second one yet. Shout out real quick to Glinser. He says Xbox Q3 earnings bust enough Schreier, Diablo, and PC. Glinser, we're going to get there. Baltimore MVP. He's like, how come no one saw my super chat? I just didn't get to it yet, Baltimore. You're right here. He says, back in 2020, Jason Schreier was the first to report that Horizon Zero Dawn was coming to PC. It was taken as gospel. So there's another one from Jason Schreier that came true.
Well, yeah, Jason Schreier has tons. Like when he reported about the layoffs.
He's always taken for gospel for his negative PlayStation news. I'm telling you right now. You
guys believed Horizon news, but you won't believe the PC games are not coming.
I didn't believe.
God of War live service game cancelled. We believe it. Twisted Metal live service game cancelled. We believe it. And he's the one who reports these.
I actually didn't believe it until Jim Ryan got his sorry ass up on stage and was like, by the way, these games are coming to be at the cross-gen. Oh, that was for the cross-gen thing. But I didn't think they would put games on PC because PlayStation has zero reason to put their games on PC. That's why it blindsided me. I'm like, why would you even attempt this? But sure. I mean, Jim Ryan, set something in stone and... It is what it is.
So Glassdoor says PSN is the richest storefront with indie slop.
Wait,
I don't think that's true, dude.
I mean, there is a lot of bullshit games on PSN,
way more.
Steam is exponentially worse.
There's a lot of BS on PlayStation.
There is.
Apparently, nobody's been to the eShop on the Switch. So
there was an article last week that came out.
There's crap on there too.
PSN store guy. Yeah,
these people just duplicate them and put them across all the storefronts.
Yep. Now, PlayStation has been on record of removing. They said last week upwards of 1,000 games off of their storefront. With their shovelware.
Not enough, though.
It's not. Yeah. No, it's not.
They keep coming back.
That's right.
These people, they keep publishing these games in like record time, and I'm like, how do you stop this crap? Like, this is too much. These one button platinum games that they put out.
because they're profitable in a trophy hunter world. You know,
Oh yeah, you got people boasting they got 1,200 platinums in a year, and you look at the list, and it's all these one button platinum games. So, and they buy them from all 5 regions, so it's 5 different platinums now.
It's a money thing.
So I don't know if I think Ledger is trying to get us to the next topic here. Ledger
says, we can go.
Hey, Mooch, I tried to do that 30 minutes ago.
Jay, listen, Jay. Well, I got to get through the super chats because I don't want to read a super chat on this subject an hour from now.
You good?
I know you are.
I see you. Your name.
I see you. So Ledger says Microsoft is already thinking, well, if this nerd gave, I think he's typing this quick. Gabe could do it. Surely we could take over with Windows Store. It's been a decade since they tried. Okay. I think he's talking about Gabe.
Hey man, send another $5 and rewrite that.
Hold on, Ledger. I'm gonna replace it. I'm gonna replace it with Gabe.
I would help, but I'm a math teacher. I would recommend
autocorrect. You got Google,
Ledger.
You got AI,
Microsoft is
GPT.
already. He says Microsoft's already thinking.
No, if you're typing it on a Mac, you can.
Hold on, wait.
All you have to do is just highlight.
I got him. I got him now.
Don't worry. I got him. I'll say it for you, man. There's a standard on here on this goddamn channel, man. Write your goddamn super chats properly.
Yeah, guys, please check.
Fuck, man, you got goddamn.
Check your spelling, please.
You guys in the chat have to have a bit more respect than that because you're dealing with a PhD here. Come on now, have some respect for yourself.
Listen, Ledger was on.
You got Mooch sounding like me with a list.
I couldn't even get those words out. I was like, no, wait a minute now. He says Ledger says Microsoft is already thinking, well, if this nerd Gabe, I think is what he meant to say, could do it, surely we could take over with Windows Store. It's been a decade plus since they tried. Shout out to Ledger who was on the show a couple of weeks ago.
What was that old saying? A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
You know what?
Mooch was probably looking at it like, am I having a stroke right now?
I was doing
they're going to clip you and they're like, oh, Mooch can't read.
I can't read. Well, listen, it's
shit. It's okay. He'll join everybody else in Gen Z who can't read as well.
I was just gonna say, welcome to the party, right, boys? So Glassdoor says Asha gonna replace Gabe. What do you say? Obese old dude.
Asha's going to replace Gabe.
He said Asha's going to replace Gabe. Obese old dude versus attractive lady. We see their game choices. It's a wrap.
I don't know. Gabe has lost a lot of weight. I don't know who still has the bigger tits. I still am saying Gabe.
Oh my God.
Maybe Gabe. All right. So I see where you're going with that. T-Rock is coming back. There seems to be a back and forth here between T-Rock and Deathsinger. He says Deathsinger definitely wears a steam cheerleader outfit, complete with Gabe's face on the skirt and pom-poms, while trick or treating.
Hey, all I'm going to say is that the next time you go visit him in Housemarque, don't forget to drop the soap.
Oh, there it is. You know what?
Wow.
You guys have a healthy back and forth going on here.
That was dark and that was rude.
That was very. He said that was dark and rude.
Here I thought all the PC players went to Pornhub, but apparently they're just going to Gabe's face.
No, actually, the thing is, if you're going to come for the crank, come correct.
Oh, yeah. Well, that singer likes to go blow for blow there. He's got his own. Shout out to Black Metal Gamer. He says PC gamers spend so much on PCs, then cheap on games. You know, that's a good point. You know, we don't really talk about that. Like everyone's like, I got a 5090. You know, I got the 9800 3XD. I got this. I got that. I got a 64 gig of RAM. But then they're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait till that bad boy hits $20.
It's one of my biggest, it's one of my criticisms because to me, it's like you're valuing the hardware and high margin people who basically take advantage of consumers for it, but not the artists and the art itself. And that to me is the opposite way that thing should be. Because I could, as long as the game's amazing, I could even run it on a potato. But the actual game creations and developers, they're the most important thing, not the fucking hardware manufacturer.
Listen, it's like that person that buy that Mercedes G-Wagon but don't want to use premium gas, man. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's wild.
They run into issues later on. That's the PC game.
Or they'll buy like fucking Lamborghini Aventador and then they'll take it to like the local chop shop. They don't.
You want me to do what with this?
But wasn't Half-Life 2 exclusive to Steam for a while?
Well, Half-Life 2, yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
Steam
for
the orange box. Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Well, you know,
Steam is also using exclusive.
Steam has a lot of exclusive games.
So Slimy in the chat, he says, and what the fuck is wrong with that? So Slimy, if you're talking about what we're talking about with PC, like it is just interesting because first of all, a lot of PC gamers out there are not rocking a 4090 or a 5090 like everybody says in the community. Like, everybody in the community has a 50 series or a 40 series, the best of the best of the best with honors.
A lot of you are lying.
I got a 7090.
You know, and it's like, right? Exactly. Yeah. Why's got a early copy? Like, my whole thing is like, it's just funny that people will flex spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. And right now, the 5090, I mean, I know someone that just bought it recently for $4,000. So you're going to flex $4,000 for a 5090, but then you're like, a $70 game. Don't call me. I'm out on this one. That's the only thing I'm saying, Slime. So you say,
that means they maxed out their credit card.
Is there anything right? Is there anything wrong with waiting for a sale? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's just it's a weird back and forth. That's the only thing.
To be fair though, if you have like a 50, you're running like AAA completely maxed out. Like Requiem is off the wall. Like that's what you're paying for, right? On PC, you get what you pay for. So the more you pay, the better performance and visuals you get because it's like, oh, let me crank path tracing up to maximum. Let me drop all the settings.
So wait, so Dessinger, real quick. Slimy comes back. He says, "Let people spend on what they want to spend on." Slimy, I couldn't agree more with you on that. That's the whole thing. I always say, don't pocket watch, but you also can't be. But a lot of people on PC will kind of point and laugh when we buy a $70 game on PlayStation and they're like, oh my God, you guys paid full price for that? I can't believe it. You know, and it's like, so I get what you're saying, Slimy, but are you watching? I always ask people, are you watching the same community? You got to watch your community. You got to watch all communities. And it's like, that's the one thing I would say. And I have a PC and I get it. You want to wait for something to go on sale. That's totally fine. It's your wallet. But at the same time, you can't blame somebody that wants to play a game day one and it happens to be a $70 game, you know? And there's ways to get around it because PC people will say, well, I'll just get it on CD keys now loaded. But Nib always says it. Nib, I don't know where you go to shop for yours, but you can get PlayStation.
There's multiple different places.
Right. There's places to buy PlayStation cards where you'll pay, I'm making this up, $50 and you'll get, $70 worth or $60 worth,
Those are always around.
Well, I'm just saying that those, and that's the same thing as loaded. It's just, it's a different storefront. Different way to go around it.
There was this little expose done about these TikTokers, these car TikTokers, these guys who show up these BMWs and everything like that. And they were showing that these TikTokers who have these 911 Porsche GTs and all of this stuff, these random people, these randos are showing these cars that are like upwards of 100,000. Yes, they have the car, but they also have the debt to show with it. Somebody should do an expose on all these PC YouTubers and stuff and see how much debt they're working with when they have these type of mega builds with these $10,000
financed up the ass on these supercars.
Actually, no. Most PCs aren't financed. It's just you built it over time, right? Because bear in mind.
No, I'm not saying PCs are financed. I'm talking about the cars.
Because there's some people that will post the 9 boxes on their dining room table, like, all right, about to build my whole PC now, and I'm like, damn, you bought everything.
Well, that's because you could buy individual parts from different locations, right? So in one place,
I know,
you cheaper than another. So of course, it is technically cheaper to build it that way. Not anymore though. But it's
y'all got to start with the whole PBS and people, man.
But also, most people they like, I have a 5090, but the rest of their PC is from back way when, because they probably upgraded their CPU 2 years ago. They upgraded their RAM probably like a year ago. They got a new SSD like 4 years ago. Like, so
I will say, funnily enough, and obviously this is for PC gamers too, but this is the first generation, because I actually sold my PS5 for pretty much what I paid for it at launch. That was already discounted, right? I had like a voucher code and stuff like that. And I paid, I think it was $508 for my. So PS5 Pro, I got that discounted as well, but it didn't actually cost me that much more because obviously the prices keep increasing, right? So this is the first time where buying early,
it's wild.
Kind of saves yourself.
Absolutely, It's absolutely the craziest thing. I think we're going backwards. Like everything seems like it's in reverse. Nothing makes sense right now when it comes to this technology.
The early adopters have been rewarded this time around.
Yes. I bought a PS5.
Had cousins.
Hey, speaking of pocket watching, remember, J-Bar, I bought a PS5 Pro day one. They're like, oh my God, $700. First of all, Moochonomics tells you right off the bat.
All those people. I'm like, ddid you really think I dropped $700 for it?
Right.
You think my base PS5 is still here?
Yeah, I got rid of that. I got $350 credit for it, or $340 credit for it. Come on, give me a break. Shout out real quick to Babor. He says, Steam fanboy, I get my refunds plus Game of the Year annually. So shout out to Babor. He's another quick jab there. Antonio, he says, can we stop acting like PC defines the industry? The numbers show low engagement with new releases year after year. So I don't know about that. We generally see Steam charts on new releases that are hot, Antonio, unless you're talking about releases that are not so big. They generally do fairly well on Steam as well. It's usually PlayStation sales and PC sales that are usually dominating those two charts. It does go back and forth depending on the title.
All I know is that if someone told me you can't play Saros, Wolverine, and GTA 6,
right,
I will fucking headbutt them.
Well, but then again,
after spending $4,000 on a GPU.
But then again, it's also up to the individual. Because if you don't want to play those 3 games, then you're not going to worry about it. Right?
Individuals with good taste. That's who I'm talking about.
No, good taste is up to the individual as well.
I have a question.
We're not going to say if you don't like Saros and Wolverine, you don't have good taste.
Here comes Destiny
and GTA 6.
No, I do.
You had no interest.
What does
you had no interest in playing Spider-Man?
It was so funny.
What does the PC Master Race do in November when everybody else is playing GTA 6?
To continue what you've been doing.
But you see, here's the thing: GTA is hardcore PC. Like, I go off of what my kids play on PC because they're the typical PC gamer. And they love their GTA Online. So it's going to be very interesting.
No, it's not even GTA Online. That's how I know it's bullshit. It's the GTRP community. It's the RP community that goes hard on PC. And guess what? GTA 6 ain't going to have RP.
You don't know that because Rockstar bought the company. You don't know that.
Yeah,
it could be offered to console players at a premium price.
Also, trying to get RP onto the console, even if they provide the server space for it.
I mean, it's not going to be anywhere near as good as PC, but the fact that everyone on console would have access to it for the first time, to them, it's something brand new. And
to the console players, it's brand new.
I don't know why we're going down this rabbit hole with Destiny, man.
Yeah, let's not go there.
You're not playing Saros. You're not playing Wolverine. You're not playing GTA. There's no justification to be like, oh, maybe people not.
He doesn't care about the PlayStation.
That singer, you have no interest in playing either Spider-Man game or any of the 3 Spider-Man games?
No.
Okay. Throwing them salt on them wounds, yeah.
So why
not Returnal, nothing, none of that.
No.
Do you like Doom? The game Doom?
I do like Doom, yes.
Yeah. Man. Because it's funny, when I play Returnal and bloody
Saros, yeah.
The game it reminds me the most of is actually Doom, weirdly. I know they're very different. No,
I don't see it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's that frenetic, high action, high tempo
games.
Yeah,
without the blood and gore.
He's not
without the blood and gore. Yeah, but this is very some crazy effects and stuff.
Antonio, let me get this. Antonio's back. He says
better weapons.
He says
right,
the price.
Let Mooch run the show.
I want to get these few out of the way so we can move on to the next subject. I apologize. I appreciate the super chats. Antonio says
we're gonna pack thing
I was just gonna say, I know Jay Barry, I'm gonna have to turn the hourglass around to get Jay stay another hour on this one. He says it's the piracy mindset. That's why they focus on hardware and treat software as a secondary, waiting for sales and sometimes abusing refund policies. Well, Antonio, listen, that's something I can't speak to as far as abusing the refund policy. Steam has a very gracious refund policy. I think it's one of the things that they find to be the most customer-friendly things out there, and that keeps a lot of people happy. So
it's not an abuse of the refund policy. If I purchase a product and I don't like it, I return the product.
I do find it. What's the hourly cutoff though on Steam, Detzinger? Is there
they claim 2 hours, but I've refunded games after 20
There
hours.
are people out there that speed run games to then return
after 20 hours. You refunded a game.
Yeah, there are people out there that speed run a game.
No, I haven't. Some people have though. People post screenshots of, oh look, I got.
That's just evil, man.
Well, no, it's because their refund policy is the way it is, and I mean, it's so pro-consumer that you can't complain about it. You can't say, "Oh, that's bad." No.
All right, but we can't have it. There has to be a balance.
At 20
it can't be at the expense of creators.
Right. I was just gonna say at 20 hours, that's not pro-consumer. At that point, it's just pro. I don't know what that is, to be honest.
Well,
with you.
no,
20
well,
if I buy
for bankrupt.
I mean, that
if
is
I buy a
that's-
physical
no,
video
it's-
game, I can't return it because I didn't like it.
Also, bear in mind they probably did it just as the person who does the refunds was probably finishing the shift.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck
I did hear one indie developer complain about this actually because their game was only like basically 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a story based
Oh,
thing,
man.
and people were just rushing through and then refunding it. They played it.
I mean,
was like,
yeah,
I mean,
that's-
some people do that, of course.
Well, I would just say
Yes.
at 20 hours,
said-
that's
he
like
said
ordering.
doo-doo.
It's like ordering a pizza, eating all of it but one slice, and saying it wasn't very good. Wasn't cooked to my perfection. It seems a bit odd on that one. Shout out also to Glinser. He says, Mooch, take a shot every time someone says PC. I'd be on the ground already, Glinser. So we're not going to do that tonight. But nonetheless,
We all
right,
should.
everybody would be passed out. Shout out to Liquid. He says more people play GTA 5 on console than PC.
Oh,
it's-
wasn't that revealed through their financials or something like that? I don't
Is
know.
that what it was?
It's just more money.
That was revealed, but it also didn't take into account the RP servers on PC because
No, that is your theory or hearsay. It was never confirmed whether it was or wasn't.
no, but
But-
half the RP servers outside of 5M, Rockstar has no knowledge of what their numbers are.
Rockstar owns them, bro. Of course they know.
No,
Yeah, I mean, if you own a service, you have
Yeah.
to know the data
Yeah,
from
of
it
course.
at least.
Yeah,
Hmm.
of course.
It would
Like, they'll know
especially if a company of that size, it would be extremely reckless and stupid of them for not to
And then
not
the
know
reason
the
I-
usage.
Exactly, and the reason I say it is because I think they had the PC at 1 million or something daily. Was it weekly concurrent peak? And on Steam DB, the regular GTA 5 is like 80k or 70k or something, and I think no, it's even less than that. And RP is like whatever it is, and based on that and previous daily to weekly transitions, it almost does actually look like they have included both of them, because otherwise the Steam DB figure for GTA 5 doesn't make sense. It wouldn't be that much significantly lower.
And also, in terms of the revenue, obviously it'll be lower because people don't buy anything on RP servers. It's free. So
Glassdoor says
next topic.
Steam's refund system is good because they are too cheap to have quality assurance teams for their storefront. Well, I mean,
no, they just let everyone
Why?
publish.
I blame the chat.
There's
man.
the-
I blame the
There's
I'll
no,
blame the chat,
there's
Jay.
gonna be no need for anyone to buy anything on Grand Theft Auto on PC anyway. You guys use trainers for everything.
mm.
You guys would
No,
unlock
that's-
everything. You
that's
guys would
not-
unlock everything anyway.
That's not true.
Ooh.
And actually, the same goes for console because I distinctly remember when GTA 5
Hey,
launched
brother.
and
Hey, brother.
people were giving out
aren't you not
millions on
interested
console.
in Grand Theft Auto
You
6?
can't give out money.
Oh
at
no,
this point.
Jay Barry, we've got something going on with Death Singer here with that. He's
Yes,
waiting to find out
we
whether
have
or
the
not
60 FPS.
if the
60
Pro
FPS.
offers a 60 FPS option anyway, somehow he will then buy a
Yeah.
PS5 Pro.
The PC gamers will be on life support if that.
Apparently, we went from
Yeah.
Crossfire.
There'll be no amount of
I
that
don't believe Death Singer when he says that, because he said that for Final Fantasy 16. He said that for Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. When it came to PlayStation 5, and he still did not buy a PlayStation 5.
Oh, did you say
I
that
don't
for
believe
those
it.
games?
Well, I don't. Those games, whatever. The 7 remake was a travesty, but that's a different.
Oh boy.
Hey, Mooch, here's the
Jay.
mic before I go off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on, Death Singer. Don't you know Jay Barry? That's his game of the generation.
I know. That's why I did it.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Sorry,
I was gonna
Play with
say.
my emotions, man.
He's just trying to get out your nerves, Jay.
As
That's
long
all
as
it
they
is.
have the Omega and Ruby weapon in the third one, I'm okay.
So
As long as they have the-
Yeah, I need
reason I
that. I
mentioned
need
it
that
was
fight.
Jay
I
was
need
there.
that fight.
Moonshot says, I've heard Death Singer say he's looking forward to an action adventure game like 50 times on here, but will swear to you PlayStation's games ain't for him. So Moonshot's saying
Death
he's
Singer,
he's
if-
heard it.
if
I don't know how
PlayStation came- if
Saros
Play-
isn't. If someone who loves Doom and shooters and stuff, I genuinely have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't like
is-
Saros, yeah.
It doesn't make no sense. Bro. And you love Hades as well. This is basically the Twitch shooter version of Hades.
Nothing makes sense, nigga. That's
No.
That's the
Here's
whole
the
point.
This is
Yes,
no.
it is.
This
It
is
literally doesn't make no
this
sense.
is this is the
false
side scroller
equivalencies.
Ikazura.
No, that's complete horseshit, and you know it. Saros is
Okay, go
nowhere
on, then.
near what Hades is. Get the fuck out
I
of
didn't
here.
say
with that bullshit.
no, but it's a
He's so
shooter
pissed
version,
off.
right?
No, it's not a shooter version.
Ikagura game. Ikagura.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yes.
Of course it is. Literally, I played them like both. So this, you have a hub world. Every time you die, story dumps, different levels. You know, all different builds. You have permanent upgrades. Like basically, mechanically, they have extreme similarities in progression systems and how the narrative unfolds and all of that.
Matter of fact, Nib, Saros is like the reaction or the feedback that people had to the comparison of Hades, because a lot of things that they did in Saros is like how Hades have their stuff with a
And
permanent
also,
unlock.
Saros is just loosely close to Doom. It's nowhere near the same thing. So no.
I mean, I'll say this, right, and I'm going to obviously a bit of a hot take, but I do think like in terms of third-person shooter gunplay, because when we talk about like gameplay, right, what is gameplay? It's the feel, the controls, the feedback. I honestly think this is probably one of the best playing third-person type shooter games in all history. Like, I'm not like exaggerating. I genuinely do believe that. Just the feel, the feedback.
That's why I said that's
the dual sense implementation.
Just to try
just firing every weapon is insane. Like it feels
It's on point.
fluid.
It's on point.
Like
What level is a
impactful,
Bollywood dance number? That's what I want to know. There's an Indian guy as a lead character. If there's not a fucking Bollywood dance number, I'm protesting.
Yo,
That's all I gotta say.
I love a game that makes the dual sense sing, and just like Ratchet and Clank and all the other games that use the trigger where you can have the alt mode with the L2.
Yeah,
and all
those
that.
are nice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
it feels
underrated.
natural, feels good too, man. So
amazing. And I'll say as well, the fucking sound design in this game, unreal. Especially if you're a Doom fan.
Nib,
if you
what
like
are you
Doom,
using?
if you like Hans Zimmer, bro.
Nib, what are you using for your headset for PlayStation 5?
Sony MDR Z1R.
Say it one more time.
MDR Z1Rs.
Oh, okay.
they're using them big cup joints. That's a big cup ones, right?
That's the one. Yeah.
Those are the crazy expensive ones.
Yes, sir.
I'm using
I need it. I'm in the market right now. I'm in the market I'm in the market for a new PlayStation 5 headset. I like my
to be honest,
Astros for
I have
PC,
my
but
Edifier speakers is played maybe 40% of it on speakers. Still unbelievable. It just speaking
of speakers, and I understand people. This is way off subject here, but when is PlayStation going to announce those the desktop speakers? Like, so I like having that option.
It's supposed to be this year.
I know.
Yeah, but why do you want PlayStation 1, you fanboy Mooch, when there's so many amazing speakers out there?
Well, there are.
You wear PlayStation underwear as well, Mooch?
No, I do not, by the way. Thank you for asking.
Here's what blows my mind. You know those Sony XM6s, those over-the-ear headphones?
Yeah.
Not compatible with PlayStation.
Hold on, hold on, Wise, because if I don't answer Nib right now, it'll go further. I just want to know. I like the idea, right? I have to, right?
By my comment.
But no. I have to answer you. I like the idea, the functionality of it. Honestly, if you just take the dongle and you just go from PC to PS5 with it, it works on both seamlessly. Plus, with my desk setup, do I have it
seamlessly too? You just have a optical splitter.
Yeah, but those are wired though. These are wireless.
Oh, okay, fair enough. For the convenience.
That's what I was just going to say to you. My desk setup right now, I have 3 monitors. So I need to be able to charge those, and then I want to play. I can put them anywhere I want on my desk. I don't have room for them here all the time. I'm going to use them, and then I'm going to put them back on their port.
Okay.
That's why. That's what intrigued me. Now, if there's other ones out there in the market, I just haven't looked into it. I'm not an audiophile guy. I appreciate great sound, but I'm not one of those people that does research like you. And shout out to Lazy Vibes, who I know Lazy does a lot of that stuff too. Like I'm just not into that stuff. The way that's why I keep asking all these audio questions. I'm a little bit novice.
I do think there is a market there, because I know it's going to sound a bit snobby, but basically, in terms of audiophile grade like gaming stuff, it's actually, because I have the Odyssey gaming headphones, and don't get me wrong, they're decent, but they're not on the level of like the high end audio stuff. And PlayStation own Odyssey, make some fucking seriously high end shit. I'm talking, give me like, premium look and feel, and give me like 50mm drivers or bigger. Like just blow that shit out, make it semi-open back.
But that's the point. They got that already in their other division. The XM6s are phenomenal headphones, but I can't use them on a PlayStation, and that is bananas to me.
Yeah. I meant even better than XM6s. I meant something like,
Nib, great to have you on the show as always, and you have outstanding information here. So again, Microsoft's third quarter fiscal report for 2026, gaming revenue down 7%, Xbox content service revenue down 5%, Xbox hardware down 33%. So
is anyone surprised?
No, and you know what? No, I don't bring I don't bring those numbers up to we've seen these numbers for quite some time now. My question for you guys is, you see these numbers happening time after time, and a lot of people still believe that
it's worse than it sounds. I can give context to why.
But people think Asha's going to be able to just bring Xbox back, Nib, and the thing is it's so far removed right now from people's right. The brand, the brand point, the selling point isn't there for Xbox right now. So my whole point with this question is can they really pull games off of Nintendo and PlayStation at this point and make things exclusive? I'm not sure if that's possible at this point without a long drought and overhaul to get people to go back with exclusives. That's the question.
Mooch, before the panel answer that question, I just want to give a little bit of more information about the revenue, the financials specifically, right? So one of the interesting things is the Xbox and content and services revenue is down 4%, but when you account for currency deviation, it's actually down -7%. Now, the reason that is quite a pretty impressively negative figure is because this year, compared to the previous Q3 report, because these are year on year, right? So Q3 last year versus Q3 this year. This year, there was an additional 50% price increase on Game Pass, which you'd think would bring in a lot more revenue, right? We're not talking a paltry increase. We're talking, up in the region of 50% in most places, territories, right? 50% increase in Game Pass, which, they supposedly make billions on, and somehow the content and services revenue is still down 7% with currency deviation 5%, regular. And it's like, well, what happened then? If you're making a lot of money from Game Pass, why is the revenue significantly lower? The only things I can think of is, one, there's been a notable number of Game Pass cancellations, right, which has offset any price increase, and two, sales across the board in software and in hardware are just that dire that they have not been able to compensate for much higher prices on Game Pass. And then the other thing as well on the hardware side, this is the 9th quarter in a row of hardware decline, and it's the 14th out of 16th quarter. So out of the last 16 quarters, 14 of them had really notable hardware decline. And the crazy thing is, you expect hardware decline towards the end of a generation. So PlayStation probably is going to have some too, right? Because we're near the final end, at least until GTA 6 comes out, or Wolverine. But Xbox has started like in year 2, 3. And that is really kind of a bit surprising. Like, they started bleeding and bludgeoning their market share very, very early into the generation. And interestingly, like, can sort of line it up to two things. One, when PlayStation stock started to get more plentiful, and two, when they started putting their games on PlayStation. Like, I think, PC already dwindled the market share. It already started going down with small margins. Then they start putting the games on PlayStation, and then they start immediately double-digit hardware declines. And I think at that point, consumers just were like, we don't have confidence in this product anymore. If they're releasing games here, they're releasing games there, why do I need to buy an Xbox? Like, I'll just buy something else instead.
Yeah, this is where the market is going, guys. Remember, all the Xbox influencers was telling people that this is going to be great. Multi-platform.
This is the future.
It's the way to go.
Not incentivizing your platform. It's great for Microsoft and Xbox.
The biggest problem Xbox has right now is a problem of optics. When you have your user base lose confidence in the brand, it is very hard to bring that back if you can. And after the 360 era, we've been just gotten era after era after era of what it basically amounts to Xbox pivots. Oh, we're doing Connect. No, we're not doing Connect. We're doing DRM. We're not doing DRM. We got the one. We got the Scorpio. We don't have the Scorpio. We have the One X. Oh, we got Master Chief coming out for day and day. No, we don't have Master Chief. Well, Game Pass. This is not. It is. Oh, games are everywhere. This is an Xbox. I mean, it's just one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing, and there is no stability. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
there is no stability.
Wise, you're a good example. That's why I like you being on the show. You have a lot of people on your podcast. A shout out to them that are Xbox fans, and a lot of them went to PC. That's the other thing. They talked because they did such a campaign that everything's in Xbox and moved people over to PC. Like now they're saying no, Xbox is back. So you expect the people that you just told for the last 2 years, 3 years to go build a PC, and PC is your new home for Xbox. Now come back to Xbox and buy a console again. And not just that, the console seems to be, unless they have two, and they have another one that we don't know about.
The console is a PC, Mooch.
Right. But still, it's a 12. It's rumored to be $1,200 to $1,500, Nib. That's astronomical to have people come back to. Like, that's just not a price that gets people. Everyone's like, oh, Microsoft's the, either number one or number two richest company in the world. Well, then you have to subsidize that price. You have to have Helix should be like $600. I mean, I'm being ridiculous, but I'm saying that's how you how do you get people back?
I do want to speak on the messaging side of things because, anyway, let's just say I don't agree with what a lot of some of the fandom saying, but we'll get to that.
Nib, I do have a question, and this is what I heard through my own, through the buzz that I get information out. The question has not been with whether there's going to be an Xbox, not going to be an Xbox, whatever. The question is, does Microsoft need any more public-facing public-facing departments? The Surface is one of their public-facing, and it is what it is. It's almost an afterthought. And the debate was, from what I heard, was should Xbox go that same way, or should Xbox be their prominent public-facing thing? Is that true or not? I mean, that's what I've been hearing, that they're debating whether, and this is going to be their last hurrah to it to see if it is, and then they're just going to say, screw it, we don't really need a public-facing brand.
No. So this is one of the things, I don't know if you caught the show last week, where a lot of Xbox fans and basically the hardware responded to me. And it was a lot of the Xbox were like, haha, you got owned. And I was like, but he literally did not debunk the rumor. And one of the rumors that Kepler put out was that basically they are not just going to have Helix, which is going to be a hybrid PC thing that plays PC games, which she's already admitted. But also they're going to sort of have the SoC in the Helix, the chip, is going to be used by third parties as well, right? Which has never been done before. It's never happened. And I did say either Kepler is talking about that or this. He confirmed it wasn't that, but he didn't confirm it isn't this. So the other rumor is still on the table, but he didn't confirm whether that was the case or not. But if there are going to be third-party versions of sort of Helix, the Helix hardware, and if Helix is itself going to be a hybrid PC, or a PC, let's just say it plays PC SKU versions of games, then it could be what you're talking about, a kind of middle ground of them off-boarding away from console, right? Because again, they're kind of getting their consumer base used to the fact that, third parties now, Asus and MSI, they're making versions of our console too. Already they have a handheld that's made. Okay, obviously that's slightly different. And then in addition to that, now you're playing PC games on our system. You're playing PC games instead of, console games. So all these things do kind of indirectly point to that shift already happening before their eyes. But obviously the fandom is not seeing it like that. They're seeing it as flexibility, but it could really just be, okay, this is our slow exit out of it, And then the next generation console after that could just be made by third parties, completely. We're not even making it anymore.
So shout out to Slimy in the chat here. I was just writing him. He says, I don't think Microsoft has cared much about hardware, though. I think they care more about the software being everywhere. Slimy, we said that for the past few years, but then you have the new CEO come out and say, Xbox is back. Well, how so?
Brother, if they didn't care about hardware, it wouldn't be in their reports. They care about hardware.
Yeah. They all got Xbox.com email addresses.
That's right.
Yes.
Things are changing. As we speak.
It's back now.
That whole Xbox don't care about hardware is a cop-out. No company is going to be putting out that type of hardware and spending that money for R&D and manufacturing and be like, oh, we don't care if it sells. That don't make no goddamn sense.
The problem is that what Microsoft was always known for was Windows, and after that to a certain extent Xbox, and both of those pillars have in recent years have diminished its pull or reach. And I know there were scuttlebutts back in a couple of years ago where they were trying to sort of like combine both departments into one pillar. So they would have their content and services as one pillar, Azure as another pillar, and Windows, Xbox being the same division being a third pillar. That was their aspirations about this is something that I heard about a year and a half ago. I don't know if that's still on the cards, but it does seem like that's what they're going towards, because this seems like more of a consolidation of both divisions into one. Then it seems like Xbox getting a new breath of fresh air, and them going back to the old 360 era of business models. I don't think that business model is going to fly anymore, because even in the 360 era, Microsoft did not make enough revenue to impress Microsoft off of the 360, and that was their best selling generation ever. So
they were ready to axe them.
And so I don't know. I'm not privy to all the internal discussions, but from what I've been hearing, it's all a matter of consolidation between the Xbox division and the Windows division inside Microsoft. Now, what does that pan out to be? How does that come out? And again, these are corporations. They may switch it. I'm not a major investor, so I don't know. I don't have a seat at the table. All I know is from what my broker tells me. But they are trying to, from what we know, they're trying to combine both of those divisions into one. So it's like one line item sheet on a P&L. So,
well, again, Slimy makes a good point. He says Microsoft makes the Surface and that barely sells, but it's still there. They keep making them for some reason. They want to have. I think it's the same. Yeah. Is that maybe the same concept, guys? When we're talking about the Helix here, where they know that's not going to be a big seller, but they still want to have some sort of presence in the household. That's probably.
I would think it costs way more to make the Helix than it does the Surface. So
true, absolutely.
Not just that. Absolutely. Like if they see Steam Machine and Linux and stuff or whatever, Steam OS as a threat, then see why they might want to.
Well, they are working on that rumored version of a Windows update.
Exactly.
That's going to make it less bloatware-y, I guess. And But my thing is, your consoles will have that out of the box, I would assume, right? But then you really want your PC players to get on board. Good luck getting people to update their PCs. It's already a mess to begin with.
That's the kind of musings we're getting is that, just like with Asus ROG Ally, like the non-Xbox version is getting the free update as well. The rumor mill is that they're going to release this new kind of gaming-centric OS that you can use on any system, basically. And it's going to try and be a bit more efficient and have less bloatware. So, it's more like a console-like experience on a PC. We'll see. Obviously, they've been saying that shit for friggin', for a long time.
It sounds like what Steam OS is, right? But it's just Microsoft's version with no bloatware. And I'll believe it when I see it. But if it gets to a point where, they really make it so that it's way more efficient to play games on, and Teams is not running in the background... then,
please and thank you.
Then, maybe they might have something there, but it might be too little too late.
So Gaming Ledger says here, first of all, he says Saros feels premium with the DualSense. Saros is our next subject, Ledger. Ledger says a line item that was interesting in the earnings was that Windows hardware was down too. Microsoft's entire hardware division is questionable. Glinser says...
I'll tell you... I was going to say another really poignant part of it. I didn't even make a tweet on this yet, but... is what their forecast for the following quarter was a double-digit decline in revenue. These have all been single-digit declines, and now they're anticipating double-digit decline. And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like she's indirectly saying, it's not just bad; it's going to get considerably worse.
So, with that being said, though, where's all this? I guess it's fake positive news coming for Xbox. Well, I mean, it doesn't sound good at all. I mean, how can you then say Xbox is back? I'm not sure. I think that when they say they're reevaluating things, I don't know what are they evaluating. I think they're going to keep things exactly the same and just have a kind of a facade front with this Helix.
So this is an issue I tweet about this, right? Because I've heard like, your Destins, your Parises, they've already said like one of the things we love about her is her clear messaging. Am I in fucking La La Land over here? Like, this is not clear messaging to me. So let me just like reevaluating exclusives, taking a data-driven approach to review our principles before we make decisions. Nothing we're ready to commit to. So you're reevaluating, but you might actually conclude that you're going to change anything, and you're just going to wait and see. Like you're evaluating based on data, right? So you might analyze the data and just think that exclusives aren't worth it, right? So they're talking about something that they might not even do to rally the troops, right? And then she says, at the same time, our North Star is our daily active players. North Star meaning their primary metric, right? Again, that's sort of the antithesis to exclusivity. Because if you want the most players, and she also says in the last interview, to be open to more people to create on the platform and more players to participate in extending that. So again, you're saying you want more people playing your games,
but you're going to pull games off of platforms.
But yeah, you want to do exclusives. They're to each other, and then so she says they want Xbox to be affordable, but then in a few moments later, she says Helix will be a premium device that will lead in performance, and she talks about how memory costs will impact pricing. So is it affordable or is it premium?
Or is it premium?
To me, that's mixed messaging.
Right.
Okay, and then she says console is the foundation, but the presence on PC isn't strong enough, and they want Helix to not just lead in performance again, but play console and PC games. So is console a foundation, or is it just a foundation for you to leap into PC gaming? Again, there's a lot of this kind of like double speak. So when people say it's clear messaging, is it? Because is it going to be affordable or isn't it? Is it going to play PC SKU games or isn't it? I mean, is it, are they going to do exclusives?
She's clearly come out the gate and done more of what the fans have been asking for, as far as some updates that are going on, revised the logo, no longer Microsoft Gaming brought to Xbox. But I will say, from a corporate level, she does a lot of what Phil was doing on, like you say, with that double talk, right? It's like you hear one thing and then moments later or a day later, it's not 100% contradictory, but it's close. It kind of overlaps.
Exactly.
And it's
but then the thing is, Phil Spencer did those things.
They've all done. This is what they've all done. Remember, Matrick brought in the Xbox 360 Slim because of the Red Ring of Death. Everyone was. Then Matrick was the one who brought in the One X, which is a royal clusterfuck. Phil Spencer brought the what was that, the Scorpio and all that other stuff, and he came out. Everyone was supporting him. Oh my God, he's a real gamer. Just for him to do all that other crap.
He gets it. Yeah.
I've got a list of, someone else mentioned it last podcast, but I've got a list of some of the first things he did, right? He unbundled Kinect and lowered the Xbox One's price. He dissolved the Xbox Entertainment Studios unit and brought focus back to in-house console game development. He initiated Xbox backwards compatibility program. He spearheaded the One Microsoft vision, which was the integration with PC and Play Anywhere. And then, he did the One S and Project Scorpio. So a lot of fans at the time were, very positive about most of those things, right?
Absolutely.
And the same kind of conversations we had having about Asher was exactly the same.
That's what I'm saying.
He was heralded as the savior. These are all the positive news. And it's just like, I kind of feel like this every time. So again, I'm not saying she's going to do bad or whatever.
No. Right.
You can't say mixed messaging is clear messaging, and she's done wonders when she hasn't really done anything at all. These tiny little micro things, like changing a branding or logo, are like par for the course for the Xbox.
Do we still think? As a consensus on the panel? Do we still think that Asha is still basically, she was picked to be there, and she is working very closely, and Satya has a lot to what's going. I mean, Satya always has the say. Let's be honest. Even when Phil was there, this is not different. But do you think that she was handpicked and being like, yeah, we're on the same page, go out there, put that positive spin back on us, but ultimately we're going to do what Microsoft does here, and that is
what
put the emphasis on software.
To all her other roles, right? If you look at her LinkedIn, she worked for Microsoft quite a while back in marketing. So,
okay.
She's marketing right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
right now. Then she went into AI, but before that, she was in marketing.
Game Pass price.
Lowered the Game Pass price as well, yes. Which, by the way, we don't talk about that. That's going to be, I think, something that as we get further into this year and into next, Game Pass is going to be more and more of a topic. And what I mean by that is I'm wondering if Microsoft is slowly going to, like, not phase it out, but they're going to make it with these different tiers that are supposed to be coming or buy what you want into it, meaning you'll have less and less Xbox first-party games in there for cheaper price.
Yeah.
But then again, what are you're really just buying ID at Xbox for $9.99 or $15.99 a month or $20 a month. And,
the rumor is that they're going to segment it up and also add advertising tiers. So you watch adverts while you're playing games or something like that.
Oh, hell no.
Shit, no.
Yeah.
Yo, I would be pissed if you get to a crucial point in the game and then it's like, it's like, hey, you still feeling tired every day after work? I'm like, what the fuck?
That shit pisses me off on Amazon Prime, dude. They charge me so much money. I can't even watch The Boys without every fucking few minutes.
I know.
You seem depressed. That game got you sad.
I can't do Prozac, bro. I pay the $2.99, bro.
Wait, what did you say? Wait, what is it, Jay? What do you do?
I can't do the ads, man. I pay the $2.99, yo. I'm
Shit,
sorry.
I pay for YouTube. I pay for YouTube Premium too. I can't do ads. Shit,
I can't
man. I gotta tell you, I grew up in a different era than you guys. I when I'm watching, I don't mind when first of all, the ads that pop up are generally about a minute and a half. Sometimes they're 2 minutes. That's plenty of time to get up, make a drink, refresh your snacks. Like I like that shit. I like a show when a show's 30 minutes. And they can make it 45, and I can just, you know what I mean? I don't know. I like, everyone in the family were like, break! You know what I mean? It's like,
you just say you like adverts.
I don't sit there and watch the ad. But my point is, I don't care about a minute and 30 seconds. It's so crazy how people don't like that. I grew up in an era when I grew up. Listen, you guys know this, right? I talk about it all the time. Like, it's legitimately, we had commercials. The commercials were like crazy longer than these minute and 27-second ads. Like everyone's
I get that, but you would hate it during your games, though.
Oh no! I'm talking about like you guys were talking about Amazon Prime and The Boys. I was talking about TV shows.
No, if it's something I'm really enjoying and the ad comes on at the wrong time, that pisses me off.
Wolf, you know they put that ad there on purpose. You know damn sure they did that on purpose.
I don't even want my Pornhub with ads. So there you go.
Yeah, why?
Someone said in the comments as soon as the negative Xbox financial conversation came up, Dessinger went ghost.
Yes, he did. Glitzer goes. Why does bad Xbox news always break Mike Dessinger's microphone?
No, actually, it's just I don't care how bad they're doing. I just want to play their games. I don't care about no damn console.
See, the problem is that what people are asking for what Xbox fans or hardcore Xbox fans are asking, they're never going to get. That business model is not what Microsoft wants. They didn't want it in the 360. They didn't want it in the One. They're not going to want it now. And the problem is all these Xbox fans, not PC fans, Xbox fans are looking for a savior for Xbox. Whereas the actual discussion being had is Xbox even worth saving?
Hey, yo, they wouldn't be in this situation if they bought their games. Plain and simple. It's not even hard to. Microsoft, it's a self-inflicted wound as far as what they did and their policies and how they changed their stance of the business. But they cultivated a fan base that don't want to buy games, and now they don't want to buy the hardware to play the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it's a weird thing because I know people hate when I bring this shit up. Right, you just hate Xbox, but it's legitimately it's not that. I'm reporting the news, right? But it's kind of scary because they've spent so much money. They have an obscene number of employees and an obscene amount of costs, right? Recurring costs per annum, just development costs. And, they have that, 18,000 people, employees, right? But if you look at some of the stuff they've acquired, Call of Duty is showing massive decline already.
Yes.
Overwatch even. Newzoo said it was one of the biggest drops of 2025. Call of Duty was, I think, the number one biggest drop. So it's like two of the big IPs that they have suffered the most significant drops. And these are big, big things that, like I was saying, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 has, 9,000 people credited to its development. Imagine the cost of that game. Mm-hmm. Just to put it into context, Cold War in the the legal files they came out, that game had nearly 5,000 people credited to it. I think it's 4,700, and the development cost of that game was 700 million. Imagine Black Ops 7 with almost double the number of people working on it, how much that game cost. So a game like that can't be selling worse than Ghost of Yoda PS5. It's not feasible, you know? So I did say back then something has to give, and obviously they removed it from Game Pass. But I don't know if that will be enough at this point. They need to course correct quick time, because this kind of hemorrhaging is a whole different level.
Wolf,
Mooch,
Wise, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, Mooch, I got to run, man. I got to go take my medication. We have a final starting in college tomorrow, so I got an early morning, so I got to run. So.
All right, well, I appreciate you being here, Wise. Thank you, buddy. Guys,
luck.
go over and check out.
I should go as well, man.
Well, hold on, Nib. We still have to talk Saros, but then we will.
Talk Saros.
We'll turn over. Wise, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
I don't need any luck. My students need luck. I'm not the one taking it. I'm the one.
That's
giving
right.
it.
Oh, okay.
Y'all have a great night.
You too, Wise. Thank you, buddy. Shout out to the great Wise Old Gamer. My question for you guys, real quick, before we go to Saros, is the Xbox Dev Update is announced for May 7th, and it's a closer look at Project Helix, amongst other things. It's more like a GDC type of thing. So I'm tempering expectations, not because of the product itself, but just the information we'll get. The one thing that it annoys me as we've been watching Xbox shows from early before in the 360 all the way to now, it just seems like now there's going to be this immediate hype up for Helix, and we're not going to get a whole lot of information for it. You know what I mean? It's just going to be like, it's going to be more like, we hear you, we're here for you, we're going to give you this, we're going to do that, and it's still a lot of, you know what I mean? It's like a nothing burger at the end. Wolf, what do you think?
Listen, the one thing I want to know about the Helix coming out of this is there going to be new Xbox SKUs? Because if not,
that's what Nib's been asking.
Exactly. Yeah. I've even asked
it's a PC.
I asked that question. They ain't responding, dude. No. You got your Helix gift packs, and you can't just answer this simple question.
Yeah, see that tells me like, you're not telling us something, and that
exactly,
and that's going to be a very seismic shift as far as how things go going forward.
The dev update, because I know it's just going to be for tools, and they're going into what's next for DirectX, which is important for me on PC, of course, because for reasons. If you don't know why DirectX is important, then you don't play on PC. But it's like, apart from that, I would just want them to just give some details about Helix. I don't want the blowout. It's not going to be a blowout, because as they said, this show is aimed for the developers, right?
Yeah, you're not going to get pricing or anything like that.
Why do you care about Helix being a PC gamer?
I care about it because if it is sufficiently powerful enough, and it's a full-blown PC, and it has Steam on it day one, which is a whole conversation in of itself, then it'll be an ideal PC for the living room. Whereas, for example, like if it doesn't come with Steam, then it's just a wash, and I'll just get the Steam machine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's saying he would use it as a living room console, but it'll be it's PC in the
no, it's
room.
a PC, because that's what they said the Helix is a PC console hybrid. So
the only thing I'll say to that is if they do release this OS or whatever, for multi-use across different machines and stuff, then me personally, I'm like, why wouldn't I just spend a bit more and get a better rig? And I'll get my discounts and everything. I'll be frugal about where I buy things and the rest of it. But, spend a bit more and get an even better rig potentially, and, to my liking.
Right.
And with
that's
NVIDIA
what I did.
GPU,
Xbox did a great job, Nib, of talking me into not buying a future Xbox, and I built a PC. I got a PC because, to be honest with you, that's where I'll play.
If I'm a PC gamer, I don't even want AMD.
Mooch, this is why this whole Project Helix thing is going to fail, because if this thing is a hybrid PC, it's so much confusion that's going to go on. One, the subscriptions. You're going to have multiple subscriptions on this one box, where you're going to have the console version of Game Pass and then the PC version of Game Pass.
That's right.
Then you're going to have you can have Xbox Game Pass for these multiplayer games, but if you buy these multiplayer games on Steam,
the messaging is going to be really messed up there, because it's like, okay, if you're not going to label this a PC, then how's online play working?
Exactly.
Unless they do a seismic shift or they just combine Game Pass into one thing and just say here's Game Pass and it has just one SKU.
Yeah,
of the
I
game.
think they will do that. Because I think Game Pass on PC is probably too cheap right now.
Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate console Game Pass
and I don't
disappear.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was Chris Dring that reported it or who it was, but someone that's in the media that generally reports, what they hear, and it's usually pretty factual. They're saying they're hearing more along the lines of the a la carte thing, Nib. They're not hearing one big Game Pass and that's
different
it.
options and stuff.
Yeah, that's been creating more of a buzz than I have not heard one big Game Pass.
I like that because
Wise Gamer. One of the things he said before he left, and I know we've spoken about this before, is consumers love a concise vision about what they're going to get, and already this generation, their new generation hasn't even started, and there's more questions and question marks than ever before in any other one of their previous generations, besides maybe Xbox One. And it's like, is that really how you want to start? And I know we're going to be having debates about whether this is a console or whether it's a PC. And again, just like Wolf, that's why I just want to know, is it going to play PC SKU versions of games, or will it, as all the previous consoles before it, have custom console SKU versions of games?
Yeah, because if this is their next generation, supposedly, is there going to be next generation Xbox SKUs?
I think it's just going to be one game. They're not going to have a SKU anymore. They'll just make one game and it'll work across both.
That's what
consoles.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
What do you mean work across both? If there's a next generation game that you cannot play on the Series S and X, is there going to be an actual Xbox SKU of that game, or is it just going to be a PC game?
It's just going to be a PC game because it'll work across both. Because I guarantee
then it's a PC.
The architecture on console is basically
what's
PC
both though?
Architecture anyway.
What's both? If it's a PC, what's the other thing then?
No, it's just going to work across both. Which is
what is both? That's what I'm saying. What is both?
The hybrid, and the PC.
What about the series? What about
honestly,
series
the
consoles?
hybrid part of it is probably only going to be for the back compat. That's it.
Backwards compatibility. That's what I'm saying. It's not really even a hybrid. It's just a PC that does backwards compatibility then with old Xbox games.
I have a feeling that the AMD chip they're putting in it is just made to play the console games through backwards compatibility, and that's it. I think that's the only purpose that part of it will serve.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
There is a chance of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wait. What about the series? What about the series? What about when a new game comes out in 2028? Will the series consoles be able to play it?
Well, it depends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it has such a high requirement of hardware and the X and S can't run it, is it an Xbox game or is it a PC?
Well, if it's still on Helix, then it's still an Xbox game, right? But then again, it's like how cross-gen is going to be big this coming gen as well.
That's right.
So I would expect games to release on Series X at least,
right?
And Series S.
Yeah, I would expect most games to be cross-gen, but you are going to have
They're not just going to cut it off as soon as the Helix releases.
Oh no, they'd be shooting themselves in the foot. But there are going to be some games that are technologically they require way too much for S and X to run.
Well, they could technically stream it as well. They could use their xCloud. The same principle behind where PlayStation are on about a PS6 and a handheld, right? The handheld will hold back the PS6, right? Because if you're making a game for both, well, the handheld is going to be much weaker than the PS6 anyway.
Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons I'm against the idea of it personally. I don't want my premium rig held back, just like with the Series S. Like, I'm consistent with this shit. Do you know what I mean? I've had the same kind of, I do not want cross-gen or a weaker piece of hardware holding back my hardware, and I've been that way since I've entered gaming. I don't actually want
cross-gen is just, we're so screwed on that front.
We're so screwed, dude.
COVID severely messed that up for everything. I do believe COVID really fucked all that up, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
if that didn't happen,
it's funny.
I don't think we would have cross-gen this far into it.
Wolf, you and Detzinger were just agreeing on the fact that these games are going to have to play for the series consoles, which I agree. But shout out to DJ in the chat. He says they still got to develop for the Series S. Let's not forget the 30 million consoles, or 35 or 38, whatever you want to say, million consoles that are out there for Xbox. More than half of them are Series S's. So that's a lot of customers.
They're literally held back by a potato. Crazy.
Maybe they make the option where you just have to stream it, because they have xCloud and they want to push that anyway. And I'm
DRM,
assuming that's how PS6 games are going to play on the PS6 handheld, right? Is through streaming, because unless they
Assets are streamed.
unless they're
If
dumbing
that
down
is
their
that,
own
that's
games.
not too bad then.
No.
That would work for me, because then they wouldn't theoretically be held back from a development.
That's right.
Well, no, because you'd be streaming
Yeah.
the game to the handheld, so you would. But of course, it's not a native experience, so it's kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, PlayStation has their own thing to navigate with this handheld thing.
Yeah,
They have
exactly.
their own thing to
I'm
navigate.
excited
because-
about that. I mean, there's too much smoke for there not to be fire. I mean, I definitely think next year we're going to see, or later this year we're going to see a handheld. Jay Barry, I got to ask you though. You've owned every PSP out there, Vita. Like, let's be honest. Are you excited for what we'll call a PSP 3?
Like my opinion on the handheld stuff is a bit weird, because I do like. It's a little bit complex, right? I do like the fact that you can extend your play, through like the portal. You know what I mean? If you can do that natively,
It'll be natively. Well, that's the rumor. This will be native.
That will be cool. But I also miss the fact that a handheld had specific games tied to it, like certain exclusive games that's built for that handheld. You know what I mean? So when it comes to the whole handheld thing, I don't know where I land. I just want to see what they will do. If they do something like a PlayStation Portal and it's like native, and you can play it natively, and you can play through the cloud and all that stuff, I think that'll be dope. But I will miss the fact that we're out of the era where these handhelds are getting their own exclusive.
That's not going to happen no more. No, these are this handheld's going to
play.
Once
I learned how
games.
much goes into development, that was it.
But listen to what we just said though. The emphasis on cross-gen is going to be magnificent, even more than right. So having a handheld that plays all PS5 games, that's going to be a lot of titles that are going to be all the ones you have for, of course, the last 5 years. Your PS4 games are going to play on there, and then you're going to probably get a healthy dose 2-3 years in the PS6 era on there, and then like Jay was saying, or that singer was saying a second ago, and Nib, you'll be able to stream the ones that are not native, not the ones that are capable of being native on the device for other PS6 games. I got to be honest with you, I like that seamless back and forth. I enjoy the portal. I don't use it as much as I originally thought. I do use it. I don't use it as much as I thought, but that's just because the small screen gaming for me days are. They're a lot less than they used to be back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't.
Certain games I'll play on the portal.
Right, games that were like, you know what I mean?
The portal is like my
like
grinding and farming device.
Right.
Like if I'm grinding,
I'll
use the portal.
I was doing that with Pragmata.
I will say, inadvertently, Portal had a bit of a glow up alongside PSSR2. I've got to say, because I don't know if you guys have selected the new high quality bitrate mode or whatever. I honestly do think it's quite a decent improvement. So yes.
Wait, are you talking about the improvement that they made, the update that they made on the portal?
Yeah, they made a portal, but you have to actually. It's not on by default. You have to select it.
You have to select it.
Yeah, it gives you a higher bitrate 1080p, and it is
the
pretty
only thing
noticeable.
I don't like it resets the game when you do it too. But I'm sure that's it's a cloud, so I don't really mind it. But I was shocked. I was like, damn, okay, let me pick the premium bitrate 1080p thing, and it reset the whole game started again.
Oh no, if you're playing it from the cloud, it'll do that. But the high bitrate thing still applies even when you're doing remote play also.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I use it on remote play.
Yeah,
I would say
it is better.
I would say on Ghost of Yotei, it was a pretty notable difference when I was playing Legends mode. Like, because they have this section in the hub world where, they have these like kanji script on these big like rolls all around the base. And like, it's a little bit like hard to read and see the detail of the script like on the regular. And when I put it into bitrate, it was like crisp. Like I could make out every character in the distance. And I was like, okay.
Nib,
I noticed that it shows a lot better with dark games. Like I played Requiem on that, and I was like, "Whoa, this looks way better."
Mm-hmm. No, wait, Nib. How much would you say you use your portal?
I'm using it less at the moment, but I go through periods where I use it like loads. So when I play indie games, or when I'm playing like that Prince or whatever it's called, Blueprints, or when I was playing the card game. I forgot what it's called,
Balatro.
Balatro or some shit.
Mhm.
That shit, I was caning. Every time I was on the shit, I would like take my portal with me. And my wife's like, "Why are you taking so long?" She's probably thinking I'm wanking or something, but I'm playing portal, playing Balatro.
Yeah, no, I see. Like games even like Hades, I think are fun games to play on the portal. You know what I mean? Like that's
100%.
All
Yeah.
right, let's talk about
That's where I did my whole God of War Sons of Sparta joint through.
Yes, that's a great. That's
That's a
actually
perfect
a
game for it.
phenomenal title for that, Jay. Did you get the platinum on that, Jay?
Nah, I didn't get the platinum. Yeah, because I beat it. Then other games came out, like and I'm just like you always be like, yeah, I'll come back to it. And I get those. It's just a few more trophies. I'll get those soon. I got to play this new game real quick.
No, I don't blame you. Shout out to Jack. Jack was saying
it's been like this for the start of the year, man. It's
Wolf,
just game after game.
Wolf,
after
did you
game.
get the plat on that, Wolf?
What was that?
Did you get the plat on Sons of Sparta?
I haven't even started yet.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out to Jack. Jack Move got the platinum. He said that the trophy to get that platinum trophy was a bit of a bear. But
Oh yeah.
Mooch,
So-
I broke my rule, by the way.
what's
I
that?
stopped Crimson Desert to play Saros.
Well, buddy, you had to stop Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert.
Oh, you're a one game at a person time. One game at a time person.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean, Wolf.
I'm
stopped playing.
monogamous with my games.
I
Mhm.
stopped playing Crimson Desert for Pragmata and Saros, but Crimson
Yeah,
Desert,
I'm
like I
actually gonna
said,
play
when it
Pragmata too.
came out, was going to be that game that I'll always play throughout the year because it's such a vast
Yeah, it looks
game. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
looks like a giant game.
I'll always come back to Crimson. I love that. That's in my game of the year too.
I also love
that.
Crimson Desert, but I am glad to be playing another focused game again. Because as much as I love Crimson Desert, it's almost too big sometimes. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like I'm never making progress. I'm just doing random shit.
Every time I boot that game, I feel like I'm finding like a new armor set, and I'm like, damn, this weapon is cool as hell. I'm like, yo, I don't know what weapon to use now. I'm like, this weapon.
Yeah.
I'm just taking all the Abyss core things, and I'm just putting it into my favorite weapon. I'm like, yeah, I'm just sticking.
I absolutely adore Crimson Desert because it's just me as a game, and it's like I don't care if I'm making progress in the story. Quite frankly, I really don't care about the story. It's not really that great of a story anyway. I'm just too busy running around doing shit, just like randomly running around and discovering shit, and that's just fun. Like,
My only real negative is that I find it way too easy, and I wish it had more compelling reasons for me to want to grind out the armor and stuff.
Yeah.
Not really much has been challenging so far. There's the odd boss and stuff that's challenging, but the regular mobs and stuff, they're just like a bit mindless.
It's kind of button mashing. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
When you first booted up to getting used to the controls, you're like, I got to get used to the controls. But now when you're used to the controls, it definitely became easy. And the fact that you can store so many food to eat, like there's bosses that you're not avoiding these hits, but you can just keep popping your food.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
And that's so I told Jay Barry doesn't notice, Wolf doesn't notice. I said to the panel for weeks now, there's just so many games right now that I'm playing and I want to play. Plus, I'm streaming multiplayer games almost 2 or 3 times a week. So, like, honestly, Crimson Desert is what I'm going to play after 007 because there's a little bit of a lull there at the end of, between middle June and say August. And that would be the opportunity for me to put a good month and a half in the Crimson Desert, which probably won't even be putting I won't even put a crease in it. But
thing is, Crimson Desert, you can beeline, the story because there was a moment in the game where I went from like chapter like 4 and now I'm like at chapter like 10 or what. I don't know how many chapters in the game.
I think there's
I was
like 14,
the
aren't
story.
there?
I was like, you know what?
16.
Okay.
I see all these clips of people finding cool shit. I was like, hold up, let me pause it. Let me find this shit.
Let me open that up one more time.
I'm out here exploring, worlds that I'm not even supposed to be in that yet because everybody's my enemy and all that stuff. It's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that game to death, man. I love that game.
Let's get into the big game of the week here in Saros, sitting, I believe, at a current 88 Metacritic, which honestly, I don't even know if that's doing it justice, but who wants to take the helm here? I'm starting Saros tomorrow, just with my schedule.
I think we should let Death Singer start this
Death
one.
Singer,
why don't you say the lead?
What are your thoughts, Death Singer, on Saros and how it's affected your world?
Great, reviewed well, not for me. There we go.
Wow.
On to the next.
There's a review on his channel, guys. Check that out, please.
There
It's
we go.
Death Singer at YouTube. That's awesome, Death Singer.
Well, I mean, it looks great. Reviewed well.
That singer reviews.
That's your reviews.
Looks great, not for me.
10-second
So
short.
listen, at the end of the day,
She's hot. I'm not interested.
Saros is amazing. If you love Returnal, you're going to love this game as well. I do like the additional mechanics that they add in here. It feels a little bit more personal as you're building up your character.
I agree.
And that primary hub where you can just level up more and get these permanent upgrades to your character and all that stuff, I think is really, really cool. The Metroidvania aspect of it is really cool. As you beat a boss or you get a new ability to do certain things within the world, you can always come back to that same world and then you know, explore some more to get all the collectibles and all that stuff. I stopped playing it as soon as I finished the second boss. I'm on the third biome now, but I see the whole unlock of the mod stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I when it comes to like me playing the game for the first time, I don't look at trophies.
Yeah.
So I don't know if any trophies is tied to the whole mod thing.
Yep.
But I you know, so I'm just not personally going to use it because I just did 2 biomes already. I'm like, I didn't need it for that. You know what I mean? And the upgrades is really generous. Some of the stuff that you're unlocking to upgrade your character, I'm like, oh damn, this is really pretty OP.
And some of it stays with you now, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Returnal, you had very few permanent upgrades.
But here, there's loads of permanent stuff. Like loads.
There's a lot
so
of
you guys, do you guys feel this is an easier game than Returnal?
I think it's harder for me.
Here's the thing, right? If I did not play Returnal, I'd be doing way worse than I'm doing right now.
I think this game is more busier, if that make any sense, than Returnal.
You can't sit still in this game.
Some of the stuff they throw at you, that's why that shield is so important, because if they didn't have that shield, it would be way harder.
How does that shield work for those that don't know, Jay? Is that something that'll work? Does it work indefinitely? Does it have a cooldown? Do you only get it each door you go into, you only get to use it for so long?
You have your different colors. So you have the blue, you have yellow, and you have red. Blue projectiles, the shield can absorb it and it turns it into power, so you can use your alternate fire. It could be your missile, or it could be your this other little spread thing. I forgot what it's called. But
you basically have like a powered up arm, like a bio arm.
Yeah,
that does these heavy power moves.
I think the shield blocks the yellow attacks too, but it doesn't absorb it. I don't know.
Correct.
Well,
that's
when
what
I see a yellow attack, I just dash. But the shield absorbs all the blue stuff.
Okay.
And
so
the red ones,
the yellow ones, you absorb it, but basically it temporarily reduces your health. And if you take damage again during that while it's yellow, before it heals itself, then you do take the damage. So it kind of gives you a window where you can avoid the damage, but you have to avoid damage for a little bit longer.
Okay, so wait, step back a second here, guys. So are there 3 different shields, or the shield as it degenerates?
One shield, but there's different color-coded attacks and how you use the shield. So certain things you absorb to power yourself, certain things you absorb, but it has a risk factor, and certain things you can't shield at all.
Yeah, like one of them you can absorb, like the stuff that's flying at you, like the projectiles and stuff, and it recharges your power.
So I think why I found it a bit more challenging. Well, not a bit more, but about the same challenge. I would say is
that's
because,
fair.
And this is just a me problem. I'm sure other people won't have this. Sometimes I'm not the best at multitasking. Especially if I've got other shit going on. And I think, and this is a positive thing, by the way. I love that the game does this. There's more to think about in every engagement, because you have your shield, you have your dashes, you have your overdrive, you have your power weapons, you have your alternate fire, just like you did in Returnal. Half trigger press, full trigger press. But oftentimes they can be quite different in how they fire the weapon. So you're, balancing, micromanaging a lot of different things. And obviously there's color-coded attacks and all the rest. So there's more to think about in every engagement.
That whole screen Mooch will be filled of projectiles.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so exhilarating.
The amount of particles that are just coming out on the screen is ridiculous at times.
Mad. I will say, when I first started it, I was a bit like, it's great, but I'm not sure if I'll prefer it to Returnal, right? That the thing with Returnal, it felt like had almost like a horror oppressive vibe. It was very dark and gritty. And this first level is not quite like that. It's a bit more like dusky and open and great vistas and stuff like that. And I was thinking, okay, and all I had was a gun, and I was like, it's just going to be basically more of the same. But the more I played and the more I unlocked, and like, you have more tools. I noticed little things. Like, I think this is a much more competently designed game from a gameplay and design perspective. And what I mean by that, I'll just give you an example. Like, I was in the second, and I actually took the clips of these. I put 2 of the encounters on my Twitter back to back, but even the third encounter was really different. So 3 encounters in a row. Let me just the first encounter was like a really enclosed tight space where I had very limited movement, and I basically had to use this one jump platform to essentially avoid everything, even fucking tons of shit everywhere, mini little bots, these big things that do these triangle prisms, and the whole shit was like a Christmas friggin', right? But I had very tight space and I'm moving. So that was like a very interesting engagement because, like, again, it's testing how much you can do, how little. Then the next engagement immediately after, like literally we're talking 2 minutes later or 3 minutes later, is one where it's a really vast open space and there's this like hopping fucking sentry thing, right? And he's got his boys that come with him. But this one is very different. I'm dashing across the map. I'm jumping here. Like, there's a lot of space to work with and I'm kind of sniping them off. Then the next engagement after that, immediately after again, is a really vertical one where I've got so many jumps that can keep bringing me higher and higher levels. There's turrets going all the way up this tunnel, right? Like going upwards, almost like an elevator.
Oh yeah, I know that area.
Yeah, but I was thinking
that area is an ass. If it's the Eclipse, the Eclipse version of that. Oh my god.
Oh god. But here's the thing. I was like, look at the beauty, the elegance of like simple. It's subtle, but all 3 of these random engagements within most games would just be like very samey. They actually really thought about making each of them distinct to one another. So you have a different feel, you have different like considerations and all of this. So I really do think there's a lot of that. There's very subtle design things that are so intentionally well thought. Even from the platforming stuff. The platforming stuff is much more intricate and interesting. And yeah, I just think it's a more polished overall game. The production is better. The story, the characters, the hub world, how you modify yourself and the customization, what you keep, what you don't keep. It's just a more cohesive and comprehensive overall game.
Like for me, I would say Saros is definitely like direct feedback to everyone. Criticism or any feedback that they have for Returnal, especially when it came to the roguelike aspects of it.
Yes.
Is it easier than Returnal? I think it's easier than Returnal, but there's, I would say once you hit that Eclipse side, that's where the difficulty, spikes a little bit because now you got to worry about if you get hit, there's this corruption that lowers your health bar. So even if you get certain type of health back, with the ether or the aether that they call it, if that corruption is filled up, you're not getting that health back because it's going to stop where the corruption is at. But
can you erase that? Can you erase that though, Jay? Can you?
Yeah, certain artifacts it can erase it. But that's all the RNG part. If you get that artifact,
right, that's that
within your run.
Yeah, and you'll be lucky. You'll be lucky. You got to find it.
Real quick, Mooch, I do got to leave because I got a show that starts at 10. So.
Oh, you are starting a show? Yo, shout out to Wolf, man. Yo, Wolf, you are no joke. This man has shows all week long. Yo, Wolf, I am absolutely envious of your schedule and how you do it. Wolf, let people know where they can find you, buddy. Thank you so much for being here. Wolf, did you have anything else you wanted to comment on Saros too?
Before you go, give me a preliminary score on.
We like to get that. Yeah.
What do you want me to give you?
A preliminary score so far on
Saros?
Yep.
As of right now, because I've only played up until the end of the first biome. I will. Yeah, I haven't got too far into it, but I just got into Returnal last year, like really got into it, and I did the platinum and everything. So, it's still kind of fresh in my mind as far as how the game plays and all that. A score. Right now, with what I've played so far, I give it an 8 out of 10. I'm pretty sure it goes higher as the game goes on.
Yeah.
That's fair.
He just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, I would assume.
How many biomes are there?
I
actually don't know.
I haven't looked. Bari, I
Bari,
will say the only thing I looked at with the trophy list, Bari, the RNG for the collectibles is not a thing this time around.
Oh, so there's no,
There's no crazy RNG because that pissed me off with Returnal.
It seems like the collectibles are way easier now to get because, like I said, that's the whole Metroidvania aspect where you unlock like the super jump thing,
Yeah,
the jump pads, or you can unlock the grappling hook, and then you can just go back and start looking again. But
yeah.
Wolf, shout out to you, buddy. Have a great show. 10 o'clock. I appreciate you being here as always, Wolf.
Thank you so much, you guys. You guys can find me on Twitch and YouTube, Wolfgang Mishima. Same name everywhere.
Yo, shout out to Wolf. Wolf, thank you for being here, man.
Nah, no problem. You guys have a great one.
All right, peace, Wolf. What was your next question, Nip?
Oh, no, I was going to say, just because there was a bit of controversy for Returnal, like when there was a software update, you'd lose your run and you'd have to like start from the beginning. And I can say with so my builder, he like removed heights or something, and he turned the power off at the flipboard, so he basically shut off PS5 Pro from sleep mode. And when I turned it back on, it said, look, like the save file was like improperly done, but it still loaded me exactly where I was in my run. So I thought, okay, that's cool. So I didn't actually lose any progress at all. Same gun, same everything.
It's like continually updating because this morning when I was playing a little bit, I was looking at the times because they got like the game slots. I'm like, damn, like any motion or anything that I do, it does timestamps that save. I'm like, you can just pick up wherever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
because I wasn't sure.
This time they have 3 game slots, save slots. So
Jay,
I do have one complaint actually. I think the deluxe edition armors are shit. Personally, there's only one of them that I really like.
I like. Matter of fact, like when I'm playing in game, it looks better than how it's displayed. That's when you're looking at the armor set pictures. Okay. You know what I mean? Like when the Ghost of Yotei one, I'm like, oh, this looks amazing. Then like the Death Stranding one, when I look at when I'm in the primary thing and I'm looking at the armor, I'm like, I don't really like it. But then when I put it on, I'm playing in game in motion. I'm like, this looks pretty cool. That's weird. It's weird, but
I just think the black leather and the materials, the detail of the materials, when you're like talking to characters and stuff, the default costume looks better. It's like a bit more.
So let me ask you a question, guys, and I think I already know the answer. So I couldn't get to it earlier. I just couldn't play it this week. So I'm picking it up now.
Wait, you haven't played Saros yet?
No, I have not. I'm dedicating Friday, Saturday, Sunday to Saros. I just have not been able to get to it yet. So it's not worth getting the deluxe edition then because the 48 hour doesn't count anymore.
Then don't bother. Yeah.
Okay.
If you ain't played yet, there's no point again.
Okay, I didn't know if you were going to say there was any worth other than the 48 hour.
I mean, if you like the look of the armors, go for it. But I
think the Ghost of Yotei one is the best looking one. That's the one I've been using mainly. I just switched over to the Returnal looking one. But like I said, like when it the display that they have when you cycling through the armors, I'm like, you could have put a better picture or like they could be more visible. But when you actually put it in game and you run around, to me it looks better. In cutscenes, it looks good too. But I get what you're saying with the original costume. That's what it's built for.
Because you could tell like it's hard to describe, but there's so many intricate like fabric options. It sounds so dumb, but I love the look of it when he's talking and it zooms in. And I don't quite get that with the other ones. Minor, but
no, these are details.
That's my biggest con right now for the game is the actual cutscenes. I feel like they should have a 60 frames per second option.
Jay, what did you say with the cutscenes? What's the problem?
It's like 30 frames, and sometimes you can see like it goes below 30 frames. Some of these cutscenes.
Oh, really?
But I feel like they need to update that.
Yeah, I agree. I also think like the facial animations are best. Like the amount of emotion they emote isn't always great. Maybe for the main character it's all decent, but some of the third party ones, like the random I don't know, it seems a bit ropey. Like it doesn't hold up to the quality of the rest of it.
Interesting.
And it's kind of expected because like this is a much bigger scale game, and there's so much shit going on the screen at any one time. So they obviously cut corners. But I would have preferred if in those more intimate moments they had like much higher level LOD, because sometimes the character animations can be a bit finicky.
Oh yeah, and more pro options. You know what I mean? Listen,
there isn't any options, is there?
There's not exactly. Yeah, it's a first party game. We, saying people buy into the pro. Mm-hmm. It looks beautiful. It runs beautifully, but yeah, we want to see some options. We want to tinker with certain things as well when it comes to the pro. So
I do think the other biomes, the first biome is not it has amazing art, but graphically it's not nearly as impressive as the other biomes. Like biome 2, holy shit, dude. Like the level of
See, I actually like to hear that. I like to see things progress. Sometimes you'll play games like this, and they'll say the first biome was absolutely breathtaking, and then it just drops after that. I actually like to see the progression.
When the eclipse comes, the atmosphere changes, yo.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
When you turn that eclipse on, that's when the atmosphere kind of turn up. It goes Returnal mode a little bit.
It does, yeah.
So,
I will say. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was going to say Silver Wolf's asking what the haptic feedback is.
Sound design a little bit, but in terms of sound and art design, off the fucking charts, dude. Like, I don't know who the hell they hire some of the art, even architecture design and stuff like that. It's got a bit of Geiger, it's got a bit of like elegant futurism and shit. Like, they really put a lot of thought into some of these pictures, and they're so massive and otherworldly. Like, it really kind of feels like you're watching some sort of Dune/futuristic thing going on. But I love it. Like, the attention to care and detail is.
What about the haptic feedback? I'm seeing Silver Wolf ask the question in the chat.
Oh yeah, the dual sense is singing in this game.
Best in class, like among the best in class. Yeah.
If you enjoyed Returnal, if you enjoyed Ratchet and Clank, especially with the haptic, not the haptic, but the impulse triggers and all that. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So this has
feedback, sound, all that stuff is amazing.
Phenomenal, yeah. And answer about so it not only has like a motion, footsteps and rain and weather, as in like spatial feedback, but it's also tied into sound as well. Mm-hmm. So when you fire certain weapons, or when something explodes or crumbles, or there's like a gargle or like some sort of transformation sound or some shit, you can feel all of that shit in the DualSense as well. So constantly you're getting really good. Like,
one of the best, one of my favorite weapons so far. Well, my favorite weapon so far is the pistol, right? The pistol, there's a version of it. It's like the marksman.
I knew you were gonna say that, dude.
When you aim down and charge that thing up, it feels so good, bro. When you
fucking amazing, dude.
I'm like, yo. Jay probably doesn't remember this, and I don't remember the name of the gun. Shame on me. I platinum Returnal, but when you were on the podcast, we were talking about Returnal. You said the Electro, whatever in Returnal,
Electro Pylon.
Yep, and you were like Mooch. You were like Mooch. Get with that gun. And I started looking for that gun on all my runs. And buddy, I'll tell you right now, that got me right through it, Jay. That was a lot of people. I told people like, everybody was going Hollow Seeker. Yeah, the Hollow Seeker is great. Yeah, but
if you want to run through Returnal, get that Electro Pylon driver, and you're gonna run through that.
You will.
I beat the boss my first time using Electro.
Yeah, that's the gun. That's the gun.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't feel like it was so. The thing with that gun, reason a lot of people went to the Hollow is because that one just, it's your typical AR just shoots like crazy. The Electro takes a little while getting used to.
It doesn't do the damage like the Electro.
No, it does not.
Hollow Seeker, you gotta have like the other
you have to have the attributes added to it.
For me, the Electro Pylon or whatever it's called, it let me what I was talking about earlier with what's it called? Managing multiple things at the same time.
Yes.
Because you can fire it at a concentrated point, whereas hitting weak spots and stuff, it just allows you to focus on avoiding attack. So you're not,
you can set up your own little trap. Like,
exactly. Exactly.
You gotta deal with this part.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
I will say actually that is one negative I have of the game. Actually, obviously I'm not. I do feel the weapons as fun as they are and the different modes they have, great. Like they really feel very different from modes. There's nothing like creative like the Electron Pilot or whatever.
I was going to ask, is there anything like that in this game?
Returnal, in my opinion, that's also one of my cons, but it's not my biggest con. But one of my cons is that Returnal off the rip gave you so much variety when it came to weapons just off of that first time.
Yeah.
I would say
you can go to a run, you might get a rock gang lob or whatever that gun was called. You might get this weapon or you might get this weapon. This game, that first run that you do, that first you're getting 2 weapons, that's it.
Exactly.
And then when you go to the other one, you get more, as you proceed.
What's your Jay? You just made a comment that was interesting. You said it's one of my cons. You said not my biggest one. What is your biggest con of Saros?
Oh, the 30 frames, cutscenes.
Okay.
Like as more narrative it is, and the presentation is cool, but I feel like it could be better. You know what I mean? Especially if you play other first party games. Like, if you want to nail that aspect, or they focus more on narration or narrative here in this game, and you being in this,
I agree. Yes.
You playing the game in this frame rate and then just going back into 30 frames. That seems very PlayStation 4, type.
Especially if you have put more time and investment into the story, then you need to prioritize that more.
Yeah, that is disappointing to hear. Honestly, I'm sure it'll be in an update, but it is what it is.
Can I just say, Mooch, you know what you did there? That was a good host type of thing, because I actually missed what he said, but you picked up on the little detail.
Yes. No, I heard him say that. When Jay Barry's giving a review of a game, you gotta hear. He'll throw a couple Easter eggs in there for you.
Yeah, so. A little just tucked in there, like
that's that veteran. That's that veteran reviewer in him.
I got a reputation to keep, man. There's no cons in this game. Everything is perfect, and it's a 10 out of 10.
That's right. That's correct. That's great. Well, let me say,
game though.
I will say this much, dude. Thank you to you guys for being here. Nib, I know you have something to attend to in about 5 hours or less.
God.
I want to say thank you. Shout out to Wolf, who had to leave early, Wise, who had to leave early, but these guys stayed the entire time. I do appreciate you guys as well. The great Jay Barry. Jay,
Singer does DM me, say he's buying a PlayStation 5 Pro for Saros. So
wow, that's
everybody.
Singer, awesome.
Singer to the PlayStation.
Welcome, that Singer.
Shout out to the lies.
There's no way that's happening, man.
Shout out to the lies.
If you design a PS5 Pro with the Xbox logo on it or a Steam logo, then he'll.
I mean, if the talented teams at PlayStation could actually make a good fucking RPG, then I'll be there. But
my lord,
amen.
All right. Well, you know what? When that
is Doom an RPG?
No, Doom is an exception to the rule, though.
Yeah, there's always exceptions. Yeah, there's always exceptions.
Well, Doom is Doom. Doom is in and of itself is just Doom. So no,
mate. I'm telling you, as someone who's played both Returnal and Saros over Doom, easy.
100%.
Yeah. I haven't played Saros, but I'll say Returnal over Doom, 100%.
Returnal's still up there as one of my favorite games this gen, and Saros is definitely hitting.
Although I will say Doom 2016 was a phenomenal Doom.
Unfortunately,
I did like Dark Ages. I did like.
Did you like that one? They lost me after the 2016 when I beat, and I loved every minute of it. But no. Yeah.
Unfortunately, nothing is ever going to top Baldur's Gate 3. So, I mean, this gen's kind of done for me right now.
Oh.
I mean,
well, there you go.
Ew.
Nothing's going to beat that game, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's great. So
wait,
subtle.
What you say?
He said,
I prefer Ragnarok and Expedition 3, BG3.
Interesting.
Yeah, Singer, certain opinions you just keep to yourself, man.
Baldur's Gate 3 is, it did a first. It sold incredibly well. It did fantastic. It's a quality game. It does literally everything right. I mean,
so right there, Neil Augusto says Returnal is an easy game of generation. Saros is right there. Shout out to Neil Augusto. Appreciate all you guys. Jay Barry, I'm glad we could get you kind of out of retirement. We'll see. We got to get Jay back here. I will not ask Jay during a major PlayStation release. I know that is actually one of the cardinal sins. I can't believe that I actually got Jay on a night that a game launches on PlayStation. That is a rarity. I know all you guys in the chat don't realize it, but you are here in history. Okay, this is history tonight. We've got it with the great Jay Barry.
I definitely was going to come through one of these days, because the other times you asked me, I just couldn't do it. You know
No,
what
I
mean? But was like,
understand.
you know what?
And I was
I played
thinking
Returnal early, so I was like, okay.
That's what I was thinking.
If
I'm
I
like,
was playing it today.
right.
I'd have been like, I don't know.
Hey, Mooch, I don't know, buddy. Maybe next week we'll see what's going on. But listen, Jay, I knew you were playing a couple of days early. Thank you to Housemarque for putting that 48-hour option in there. They had the great Jay Barry on CrossFire tonight. That was all deliberate, by the way, Jay. So, Jay, I want to say, let people know where they can find you, buddy.
I don't actually like that, by the way. Like, I know I did it. I paid for it because I'm a sucker. But I hate shit like that.
I'm not a big fan of that either. But I will. But I'm not going to sit here and grandstand. If I was able to play it Tuesday and Wednesday night, I would have also picked it up. There was no way I was going to get to it till to give it my true. Like, I don't want to just pick it up, play for an hour, and put it down till Friday. I know Friday was when I'm going to be able to put my teeth into it. So I was you know what? I'll wait till Friday. It had nothing to do with the $10.
Charging a premium so some people enjoy it earlier. It always seemed a bit slimier.
Yeah,
and I know loads of people do it, and I'm guilty of it. I do the upgrade packs.
I was shocked that they did it, to be honest with you. Someone actually told me about it last week. They're like, well, I said, I cannot wait for next Thursday, when the game, and they're like, why? So I go, Saros, what do you mean, why? And they were like, Mooch, you could play it on Tuesday. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, the deluxe is early. I was not tracking that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But
I will say I'm not ready to, the reason I didn't, chastise them for it is because Eternal, like God of War with Ghosts of Yote, with Legends, with Returnal they did that. What is it? Cyrus or Ascension or some? I don't know. They did the expansion free, didn't Powers of Osiris or something. And I hope they do something similar for Saros. And again, that was free. It was the whole ass expansion that was free. So
the whole co-op.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I expect a co-op to be released with Saros, and I expect it to be probably even faster than they did with Returnal.
Yeah, because Mooch, you were saying, what multiplayer game do I play so we can stream or something?
Right.
If they do release the co-op of that, that would
be pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
That would be pretty much exactly what we've been trying to spell out for the last year. So, I agree. No, Nib, absolutely. Jay, do me a favor. Let everybody know where they can find you. I know you're doing plenty of video. You may not doing that podcast, but you are definitely doing a lot of videos. Jay, let them know where they can find you there and on X.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I appreciate the invite. Appreciate the conversation, Mooch. You know what I mean? Appreciate that nobody in here is sensitive. You know what I mean? We just, having fun banter.
Yeah, chop it up.
Gaming. But this month I definitely took a whole break from YouTube, but I am doing my Saros impressions. So that video will be dropping soon. And I'll be more active in May as far as when it comes to my channel. So be on the lookout for that. But personal things happen and I gotta handle certain things. But yeah, man, fun show. If you do have a PlayStation 5, make sure you go and pick up Saros. It's a great game. From what I'm hearing, once you beat the first two bosses, you unlock that modification thing, you can make the game much, much more easier. So everybody enjoy your easy platinum with Saros. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. Everybody have a good night. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
I appreciate you, Jay.
It's good having you back on, dude.
Yes, it was. Very good, Jay. Great to have you back on the show. The great Nib, everybody. Nib, I know that you also have a lot of things going on in your personal life. Big move happened just recently. Baby move. I mean, what else could we throw at Nib right now? You know what I mean? It's just, and now
I'll just make it really quick, right?
Go ahead, buddy.
I went to the recycling center, 3 or 4 shower enclosures, this, that, all the cardboard and everything from. And then on the way, the car, the 4x4, but the second car, that, I was packed completely. You could not even an inch behind me, couldn't see the mirrors. Had a fucking dustbin bag right next to my head, right? And the police car pulls up right next to me, and he just looks at me confused, what the fuck? How are you even looking at your car? And I just smiled and quickly drove off. And I was get to the recycling center, but I'm sure it must have been illegal because I couldn't see, but the recycling center is literally a minute and a half down the road, so I think it's fine.
I thought you were gonna say you did a mime thing and you were recycling center and pointed down the road, I'm just going a little bit further.
Literally, full of shit right by my head, It's like that's how started was.
Yeah, that is crazy. I remember those days, man. I'm glad you're living those. I'm done with those, Nib. But congratulations to you, Nib. Honestly, that's a lot. Let people know they can find you on X because you are lighting it up. You must have had unbelievable numbers of people passing by your channel over there.
I did, but I don't even want people to find me anymore. It's like because it's fucking annoying people, dude, who don't like someone. To be fair, actually, my followers I do really value them because there's a lot of smart people among them who do actually read and we have good discourse. But the more like kind of exposure you get on tweets, the more fucking dummies you attract.
Yes,
and it really brings down the kind of the detail of the conversation, which is annoying.
That's right. I think one of your biggest comebacks always is, do you read? You know what I mean? Very simply put, but very elegant the way you put it there, Nib. That's great.
Yeah. So anyway, but I will say it's NIB score on.
Appreciate you being here, Nib, as always, and you have a hectic life and you still make time for the show, so thank you. And the great Dessinger, listen, I got to tell you something. You kept the chat on the edge of their seats and right next to their keyboards tonight. I got to be honest with you. It was absolutely fire. As always, great to have you here, Dessinger. Love the back and forth we have in the DMs, too. Always great to talk games all week with you and then discuss it here on CrossFire. But Dessinger, let people know they can find you, and thanks for being here tonight, buddy.
You can find me at the usual places. Always good to be here, Good panel. It's always nice having Barry on you so I could talk shit about Final Fantasy VII and how garbage it is.
Oh my god.
But,
Did you see how quickly he got offended by that?
Watch your mouth.
you think he told his partner or something.
Jay is so...
but yeah.
He's like, keep my missile name out your mouth.
Yes. That was great.
There's no RPG better than 7 Rebirth.
Oh, man. Anyway, so you can have... if you got PS5 Fat, go turn that into a PC and go play yourself some Steam games. Easy.
You know what? Yeah,
EW.
I will make sure we talk about that next week, Dessinger. And if I don't put it on the list, remind me, and I'll refresh it for that.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine because it's just hilarious. When they did it, and it's like watching someone play Mario on a PS5 is like that's the best bait you can use on Twitter right now. It's just Mario. If you want to annoy a Nintendo fanboy, just show up a video of playing Mario or Zelda on the PS5. Oh, it'd be glorious.
That would definitely get someone upset for sure.
But yeah, shout out to the chat as well. Half of you are whatever, but shout out to you.
I appreciate that. The great Dessinger, everybody. Thank you guys for the super chats. I appreciate all of you. We will be over on twitch.tv, Mooch TV, over on Sunday for me personally. Again, shout out to Blaze 4K and Lazy Vibes. They may be going Saturday and Sunday. I'll be there Sunday. Got a event going on Saturday, so I can't make it.
Mooch, you still playing that trash Arc Raiders? What's it called? Arc Raiders?
Well, we did Arc Raiders this past week because we did the new update, but we've been playing the finals. We've been going between the finals, Marathon, Arc Raiders, and Battlefield 6.
Oh yeah, that Arc Raiders is boo boo, man. Pack that joint up.
You don't like it anymore, Jay, or you never did?
I mean, I played I want to say 3 hours of that game. And I packed it up, man. It's a cool game, but I'm good. I got too much that I'm playing, and now I see a lot of people saying that the cheaters is running amok.
Oh yeah, it's just a matter of time before any multiplayer game kind of gets spoiled with that, Jay. You know that.
Yeah.
Also, Mirko in the chat. My reaction times are perfectly fine, thank you. Because I have to play League again because they reset the ranks at the Apex tier, so now I have to go grind again. And you need to have split-second decision making in that, and also AOE 2, which requires a lot of thought. So now my reaction times are perfectly fine, thank you.
Well, there you go, Mirko. AKA
Neil wants 3 more likes. I don't know why he.
They're trying to get to 100.
We're trying to get to 150, I believe, was the goal here. Guys, there's 192 of you here. Just put your phone up to you and just hit that like button. I know you guys are real close to those like buttons. Hit that on the way out, will you, please? Wait, say
I've already liked it. I've already liked it. Oh. Well, actually, no, I hit the thumbs down button because Barry's on the podcast.
Dessinger. No, shout out to Dessinger.
Internal betrayal.
Yeah, exactly. It's a mutiny. Shout out to the great
hardware, not the games.
Shout out to the wise old gamer who had to leave earlier. Shout out also to the Wolfgang. He's fantastic. He does great work.
Y'all treat the like button like DRM.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So true.
Man.
So true. We'll be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Go play Saros and let us know what you think about it. Go play some games. We'll talk to you next week. Peace out. Good night.
Laters, gents.
Laters.